Hey, what's up, guys? Tonight's stream, special CGC return. I'll say special vintage CGC return because they're mostly vintage cards. Excuse me. Special vintage CGC return, hunting golden dark ride. There's still a golden dark ride to find out there, guys. Let's see, new gym breaks and rotations, live customs. We need to make Tammy pack. Actually, tonight should just say Tammy birthday party. Okay, Tammy birthday party. There we go. We have like a million titles. I don't see why we can't just have Tammy birthday party be the title. We're going live for Thursday night. Hey, what up, guys? How's it going? We got a little CGC return. It's not a very big one, just a little one. Oh, right, there were orders at the end of the stream. Now, Jeff told me to save his, so we're going to save his. And then, let's see. Let's get the rest of the stream set up quickly. Hello, Mr. CGC return. We got a little CGC return. Just give me a couple minutes to set up the stream, okay? I'll start showing it off. I was actually here on time. I made a video over the last 20 minutes and uploaded it. So we got a little video of the CGC return. You know, every time we have a return, I should be posting a video. It's kind of a missed opportunity not to post a video on all the cards we sent out. Isn't that a missed opportunity? I mean... Oh, here we go. What's this? A petty message from Dominic. He says, couldn't find a tracking number email for my cards. Just want to double check it was sent out. All right, so we'll double check that one. He said he can't find a tracking number. All right, let's get back over here. So we're going to go ahead and cross Instagram and Facebook with this link. Well, the PSA gave it a 7 and the Shadowless Abra also 5. I pulled the first edition Mulchers with you with the swirl. Of course, I wanted to get the same grid you gave it, which was a 10. Oh, well, I do want to point something out about it. You know, PSA underwent new grading standards. I'll point that out. And back then, PSA actually graded their cards easier. Everyone knows that. And so my grading style in the past was to match PSA carefully. But also, you know, that's a pretty rough grade. A 7? A 7. You might want to recheck it with CGC or BGS because it might be more like an 8. I would bet on it potentially being an 8 unless there was something real significantly wrong with it. But that's the thing about grading. It's an interpretation thing. All right, what's this going to say? We're going to say, yeah, PSA changed their grading standard over time. They got tougher. Let's see. We're live right now. Okay, we're getting post. Thoughts on Logan Paul and Ivy Dumper Bye. You're the second person who said Logan Paul. Logan Paul news. Let's see. Logan Paul has settled the defamation lawsuit with crypto investigator CoffeeZilla, called out Conor McGregor for a WWE match, and traded barbs with Tom Brady. What about Pokemon cards? Pokemon cards. News. I don't know. What about him? Dump or buy? Ivy, Logan Paul documentary? I don't follow. You have to give me the information. I don't know. You share the information, I'll give you my opinion on the subject, okay? All right. Let's see. We're jumping over here. We're going to share a link right over here. Good. I guess I have a better shot in just getting some 10s from you on a win. Yeah, that's true, actually. The breaks. Yeah, the breaks are good. That's what's so cool about the breaks. Everything is literally already graded 10. Okay, let's see if I got... So, no prices yet. Let's see if I got any prices. What is this music, man? This music's goofy. It's weird. Alright, so I didn't make a choice on the Weiss Brown Dust. My guy in Japan, he is offering me Weiss Brown Dust, but it's at a much higher price now. All right, let's turn on the iPad. Let's get the iPad running. Close this. Open this. There it is. Just picked up some sealed DBZ and One Piece boosters, says Mr. Tim. Okay. Afternoon stream was crazy. Yeah, I'm probably gonna help out. Kara Nichols with some of the grading there to help Kara Nichols get back some money. There was really a significant lack of signatures, but she did pull one, but it was like a Waifu, unfortunately. So it wasn't like, you know, a silver lining or anything like that. It was pretty rough. What are we missing? Am I missing something? I know I'm missing something. Yeah, let's open up the comment section here and add the website. Well, I still have 14 cards. You graded for me to break open, and hopefully PSA gives me better luck. It's scary to open them. We are. So that's going to get pinned. Okay, pin message. Look them over carefully, okay? Because again, the grades back then were based on PSA's older grading standard. They have a new, very tough grading standard. It's a ridiculously tough standard now. All right, so where shall we begin? We're going to start with Dominic Gonzalez. Let's start there. I'm going to reset the shipping software. Let's reset it. Would love booster boxes to be added to the site. Yeah, I guess we don't really do that kind of product. What we sell is packs to be opened as a rip and ship service. So it's an interesting thought, though. All right, here we are. We got new Poke Packs on the menu, by the way. I think I'm just going to go all the way back to calling them PokeBruhs. I missed the term PokeBruh. Bring back PokeBruh. Who remembers PokeBruhs? PokeBruhs were just random raw cards in a little booster pack. So the PokeBruhs come back to the menu now. Okay, we're going to hit update. All right, and we're going to update down here as well. So we've gone from quality pack to Poke Pack to PokeBruhs. I don't know why, I just like it. PokeBruh like rhymes or something. Just sounds nice. Okay, the software is open. Let's go find Dominic's order. I've been watching on and off for years. PokeBruhs are our custom raw card booster packs with just like random crap in it. All right, we're looking up Dominic. Let's see. I don't see a recent shipment for Dominic. I think it's possible he actually was missed. So step number 2, let's go looking for his bag now. Okay. Diancio, Downing Troy. I miss PokeBruhs. They've been through like various designs. Right now we're going with the $25 booster pack design. Dominic Gonzalez. That's a tiny little bag. Is that all he had? That's not very much. Dustin. How about this D Overflow box? Dylan, Danny, Daniel, Coin, Darwin. All right, so it looks like it's just this little baggie. So maybe he has that in a little slab too. Dominic Gonzalez. I'll assume he hasn't moved. Okay, we're going to hit print. And now it's going to start updating the price. Dominic Gonzalez. Let's show off this CGC return, shall we? Who wants to see it? Say, me. Come on, mister, I want to see it. Here it is. Where's my duster? Oh, look at that. That's Myena from Team Magma versus Team Aqua. That's great. What's crazy? Wait a second. Let me fix this stupid camera. What's crazy is I have more than one of them. Here's another one right here. Same exact, oh, here I can print now. Same exact card. How much for that Charmander? 10,000? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not thinking any small numbers, though. You're not going to see like 500. Realistically, maybe 6,000 to 7,000. Other than that, I'm just going to hold it. All right, so I'm going to fold this label over. Give it to me. That one's one of my favorites from the return. I'm not so interested in getting rid of it too fast. That one could easily go into my box of Topps cards. It's Charmander. It's Wave 4. It's more likely than not Pop 1. The odds of a lot of those grading 10 is so low. And it's a pristine, too. Can you believe that? I bought this guy a long time ago as a no, I didn't buy it a long time ago. Graded pristine a long time ago. That's right. Super cool. It's like a perfect looking card, man. Almost wonder what would happen if I sent it to BGS. Wonder if it could, probably not. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. Here's Pichu. Now, we just sold one of these Pichu in the Slab away for about 650. Okay. Here's one I'm probably just going to keep, this one. So this is Emperor Palpatine, except now he's the Darth Sidious. He's evil now. And it's really crazy. This is an actual drawing. How crazy is that? All right. Just amazing. They really captured the chaos, captured the craziness. I like how he made the eyeballs just two little white dots. So this is a hand-drawn sketch card. It's drawn so well that it almost looks like it's printed, but it's not. And somehow the card is in pristine condition still. Crazy. Can't be a lot of these in existence. But we got another sketch card kind of like this one. It's that assassin drawing. Remember that? The assassin robot drawing? So I got really lucky on that. I didn't get lucky on this. I found this for sale and I ran off and bought it. That's what it was. I remember that now. It was a blue label. Yeah, it was a blue label. So there's Magnemite. Here's our Ekans here. Now this is a typical... It's still extremely rare, so don't get me wrong. But this is a typical... silver rays is what I often call it. Rays that come off of the center of the card. Looks nice. Looks really high quality. Here's Magmar from Expedition. Cool. These cards are selling for like $2,000 in a PSA 10. How's it look on the back? Okay. Very nice. All right. Here's a Blasty Boy. I don't understand why the CGC slabs are always so damn dusty. God, they're dusty. Here's Urshifu. He's just Urshifu. Probably not very expensive. But this is another really big slab here. This Charmander. Again, this is print wave 4. It's like the last, look, 4th print. It's like the last print wave. And it's hard enough to find any boxes of these. But worse, when you open them, they're never in good condition. So this one somehow got a pristine. Like, yeah, damn, that's lucky. There it is. That's crazy. Marco would love that Magmar. I haven't seen Marco in a while. I wish he'd pop on by. There it goes. I think he might be taking a break from collecting or something. Yeah, lovely. Okay, and then here's another Might-Yena. So these are, again, Team Magma versus Team Aqua. What's weird is I have a double pair of them. So here's the other style of it. And I got 2 of them. I bought these from some dude on eBay, and he was just selling them for like $100 a piece. Like they were worthless, meaningless cards. And I'm like, holy hell, dude. Why are you selling these for $100? I don't know if it was 100. Let me look at it. It might have been like 200. I can't remember. It was a while back. I'll look it up for you guys because you might be surprised. I couldn't believe that he was selling them so cheap, though. And I was like, why would you sell these so dang cheap? No, it was 100. Take a look. So this was in 2024. And look, Magma, Myena, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. What? These are probably like $1,000 cards now. I mean, they're from the year 2004. And you know how hard it is to get packs from that time period? They all cost like $600, $700 now. And then to actually get a card to grade 10 out of the pack, I mean, it's just pretty unheard of. So here we have 2 Pristines. Really nice. We got our Geodude. Really nice. Did you pull it? No, I bought these. For $100, that's nothing. Wish he would have posted more. I'd have bought all his cards for $100. I mean, he must have just been some guy in a hurry to get out of Pokemon or something. I don't know. You know, there were people giving up on Pokemon in those years. And so anyways, those are going to be absolutely crazy flips for me. I don't think they would sell for... I wouldn't have a problem selling them for $600. But I think they're probably worth more than that if I had to guess. Here's Magneton from EX Dragon. Here's a Magma Aqua Aggron. I probably paid less than $100 for this one. Okay, those are always fun. Here's a little Dark Arbok. You guys like Dark Arbok? He's pretty cool, right? Smash that like button if you're having fun here, guys. Let's get those likes up. Here's Cubone. That's an exceptional card. So with the Cubone, he is a non-holo, right? But in Japanese, that was how you collected him. I'm pretty sure there is no holographic version of this card. In the Japanese base expansion, you could get like holographic rare cards, but there were no reverse holos as far as I can remember. Were there? Pretty sure it was only the English had reverse holos at that point. So you could only get this guy as a standard non-holo card. Now, in the English version, you can pull him as a reverse holo, and I made it a point to get one of these. In fact, I bought it very recently from a guy who I think shouldn't have sold it. That's how it is always, isn't it? All right, let's see. We're going to say Cubone. So I should have them in here. We're going to say vaulted. It's Tammy in the chat. Those e-reader series cards are really neat. WTF is a PokeBruh. What did I miss? PokeBruhs are booster packs. All right, check it out. So here it is, the Expedition Cubone. Look at all these Team Rocket ones I have. Look how slow the loading is on this. Terrible. Look, it doesn't know what I paid for it. Card ladder value for this is 10K. There he is. I own one. Pop 12. I put him up on eBay for 100,000. I almost hope he doesn't sell. Like it would be interesting if he sold. Look, there's 30 people watching it. It would be funny if he sold. I mean, that's probably the best Cubone card as far as I can tell. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a better Cubone card out there, but considering there's only 12 of them, I mean, you can get a monopoly going on that really fast. So if there's some ravenous Cubone collector out there, they might pay some big number for it, but I don't know about 100. 100's sort of just a facetious number. You put it up there and you say, well, I'll part with it for 100. But imagine some rich guy actually came along and bought it. Okay, so I will have $100,000, which sounds like a great deal. But you know what I won't have? I won't have my precious Cubone anymore. How am I going to get another one? Because he already paid 100 for it, right? So I'm out of luck. Meaning, once somebody pays 100,000 for that one, that copy, the odds of me finding another one are slim. Because the remaining 12 copies, all those guys are going to be like, oh, good. Well, then mine's worth 100 too. That's what they're going to think. That's how they're going to think about it. So, yeah, it's, look at that. Wow. Cool, man. Here's a Cyndaquil. I wonder if any of these Gem 10s look really good on the back. We'll have to look at them as we go through them. Usually they have some kind of flaw. That's why they were originally 9.5s. And then PSA did an upgrade on them. So they have some flaw, like a white dot. Like there's a little white dot right there. And these pristines are usually in better condition than that. It is pristine. Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? Look. So that looks pretty nice. All right. So there you have it. That's the CGC return. It was very dusty. I don't know why CGC slabs are so dusty when they come back, but they just are. They're very dusty. I think many vintage cards are finding their threshold. Whales won't buy everything. Pokemon cards right now are as cheap as they're ever going to be $100,000 for these cards will one day be looked at like a cheap thing. Because, you know, as money sloshes around in the hobby, the people who actually managed to sell a card for $100,000, they're now sitting on $100,000 of ammo. You know, they can do stuff with that. So the price of things are going to keep changing for a while, as long as new money gets injected into the hobby. All right. The cool part is when you own all these cards, you get to show them off and make ad revenue from them. So it's like they're earning money for you just for owning them. How crazy of a concept is that? You know, isn't that crazy? That video I released on YouTube where I showed off my personal collection is right now earning me ad revenue. And I can just repost that video as many times as I want. Maybe in just different ways, but you know, you don't have to be super handsome or super funny or any of those things. You can just be like, look at this. The cards are the draw for the attention. All I needed was the cards themselves. So, speaking of which, how's that video doing? I want to see how it's doing. That's a very big idea. I mean, that's a really big idea because the cards already go up in price on their own. So the cards that I showed off in the video, even if they made no ad revenue, they're just going to go up in price over time. But the idea that at the same time they're earning ad revenue, I mean, isn't that nuts? I can take the ad revenue and then go purchase another card with the ad revenue to add to the pile. And it's like the cards generated another card almost. Now what's this? Is that a little bit of goop? I don't like that. What is that? What is that? I don't know what's going on there. Is it like goop? Not a scratch, surely, right? We just got this back. It's not coming off that easy, huh? It looks like it's goop. It doesn't look like it's a, it doesn't look like it's a scratch. All right. Did you get some CGC returns? When are the PAL World cards coming in? Asking for a friend. Tell me, when do they release? Because I'd be happy to add them to the menu. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday, Mr. Happy Friday, chat. Is Tammy in the chat currently? It's her birthday. She's probably with friends and family. She'd probably show up at some point, maybe. Huh, it's not washing off very easily. It's weird because it almost kind of lines up with the figure in the back. Well, isn't that nice? You send a card off to grade and they give you the slab with like goop on the inside. Is it on the inside of the slab? Because then we can't clean it. Dude, that's so annoying. If it's on the inside of the slab, there's no way to clean it. I can't tell. I need the goop be gone. Should I go get the goop be gone? Let me go get the goop be gone. Give me a second. I'm back. Let's get a towel here. We don't want to use our little black microfiber there. All right. So. Oh yeah, that might be working. Is it? Honestly, I can't tell. It does seem smaller. Unless I'm crazy, unless I'm going crazy. What is it? Come on, CGC. Don't you hate it when companies do this, man? You get a fresh slab in, and there's already something wrong with it. All right, so I'll just remove that. Does it seem smaller to you? It seems smaller to me. It seems more subtle. Might be smaller. All right. I'm going to go ahead and toss that towel over there. Good. And let's put this guy... Well, no, let's let this guy dry out a little more. Let's let this guy dry out after that. Okay. Well, welcome, guys. Let's start working on orders, shall we? We got to take care of some orders. First up, Eric B. Colburn. 2 pitch blacks. 1 for me, 1 for Shahir. Oh, that's sweet. All right. Is Shahir watching? What was wrong with the card? I don't see anything. Oh, that's so interesting that you guys couldn't see it. I'll show you, okay? So that you don't go crazy with wondering. It's right here. Do you see it on the surface? Now, that's not on the card. That's on the actual slab. Do you see the smudge? It's a smudge right there. It actually lines up with the card, so it's pretty well hidden. So the card kind of almost naturally hides it. Now, I don't know why it's there. I mean, it doesn't appear to be a scratch. I don't know what it is. Almost seems like a smudge, and I don't know what side of the slab it's on. Is it on the inside of the slab or the outside? If it's on the inside, I can't wipe it off. Now, if it's on the outside, I should be able to wipe it off. That's for Shahir. Let's see how it goes. My OCD is trembling from that smudge. Yeah, trembling, huh? I'm the same way. It's like, let me clean my slab. So I hate it when you get a slab back from a company and it's got like fingerprints all over it, or it's already got a ding or scratch. And it's like, holy hell, dude, I just got these back. Like, can I enjoy this? Then all you can see is that little smudge. All right, just some hollows there. All your eyes can see is that annoying little smudge. Like, oh my God, I need a final solution for this smudge or something. I'll buy it for $5, as it seems to be a defective slab. Yep. Did you see the guy jump off the bridge in Branson? Yeah, it was pretty funny. That was all over the news. I saw that like 20 times. Yeah, you get more news, I think, when it's like local to you. The algorithm pushes it to you. Here's a Laurentis. Yeah, he just dives head first into the water. Like, that guy's ready to die, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty reckless. Maybe that's why he's in trouble. Oh, he said 2 pitch black for me. All right, here you go, Mr. Eric. This one's for you as well. This is for Mr. Eric. He didn't want 1 for himself. He wanted 2 for himself. Okay, you ready? Aha! A little Armirage. Very good. That's for Eric B. Colburn. Good, 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 good. We got Pitch Black, guys. It's a popular set. Go nuts on it if you wish. We need to find the Golden Darkrai. We're handing out a special, we're handing out a spot in the it is, what do they call it? The Hall of Fame channel. I wanted to call it the History channel in my mind. I don't know why. Kept going to that word, history. The Hall of Fame channel. Someone's got to pull Golden Darkrai so we can put them in there. Eric B. Colburn. 2 more Vintage Impel. Whoa, those are pricey as hell. Let's go grab them. 2 more of these. All right. By the way, did we put Mark Kaplan in there when he pulled the Gengar? I feel like we didn't. I don't think we did it. Let me look. Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah, he's in there. First to pull Mega Gengar. All right. Did Bridge Guy survive? He did. He did, and then he got rearrested. They got him, and they rearrested him. It's a pretty insane clip. The police officers probably love it. I mean, once they're done being stressed out over it, probably a highlight of their week. Like, damn. You know, their job is to kind of like catch people, right? So it must be fun when there's a runner. to a certain degree. If you love the job, we got a runner. I'm going to get him. But the ending is a happy one instead of a very, very bad one. I had a friend who died that way. His name was Jean-Paul Forget. He was from a family of 11 children, just like me. You know what? He was the oldest son. Whoa, you got holographic Wolverine. Oh, yeah. Great pull, man. I may need to buy another box of these. All right, that's for Eric. That's going to be a hit. Jean-Paul Forget, he was driving home from college. You are. See how it's like 3D? Isn't that cool? He had a more normal family than mine. That guy was coming home for Christmas from college, and he was driving home. And he didn't lose control of his vehicle. A semi-truck lost control of its vehicle and starts pummeling toward him, and he jumps out of the car and off the side of a bridge to avoid getting crushed to death. But he falls into the icy water below, and that kills him anyways. Really sad. Super villains. Dr. Octa, you should be able to look that up. It was in the news. He used to show up to the Homeschoolers Association, and we'd play sports together, and he was a very nice guy. Here's Iron Man. He was kind of in my same peer group, so we'd hang out a lot, and we'd talk, and we had a lot in common. Here's Electro. Here's X-Men. Here's Fantastic Four. And here's Silver Surfer. Was he running from the police too? No, he wasn't. This guy was a stand-up guy. He was smart. He was athletic. He was well-spoken. He was a real smart kid. And he was in college. And at this point, I'm working for Sears. I've ran away from home at this point. And I get a text message from an old friend, and it says that, he died. I was like, what? That's crazy. And then I read the details of it on the news. Yeah, he was trying to survive a car crash on an icy bridge where a semi lost control, and he jumped over the side of the bridge so that he wouldn't get crushed. And even if he survived the fall, hitting the water, probably died in the water. It's too cold. Here it is, Cloak. Okay, let's see. Here's Elektra. Here's Spider-Man presents Doctor Doom. It's really sad if you think about it. I'm 37 and he's not. His family lost him when he was probably about 18 or 19. Galactus. Enchantress. I'm afraid this is my type. Here's Mandarin. The Hulk. X-Factor Apocalypse. Iron Man versus Titanium Man, X-Factor, and Journey into Mystery. All right, there you have it. That's so sad, poor guy. Yeah, I think I can actually look him up. It's an old news story now. I'm curious if I can just look it up. It makes me sad to remember. It's been a long time. Should be Jean-Paul Forget. Dead. Body of I-70 bridge jumper. The year was 2009. The body of Jean-Paul Forget. Damn, dude. He was 20 when he died. Crazy. I'm reading it. I don't remember exactly how large his family was, but it was just like ours. It was a very large family. I thought it was 11 of them. A week after he had turned 20, he was driving home on December 16th. Okay, so him and a passenger got into a car accident at 7 p.m., so it was already dark outside. Pitch black, right? That's wintertime out here. At the same time, a semi-truck skidded out of control and headed towards Forget. That's when he made a difficult split-second decision to jump into the icy water. Crazy. All right. Yeah. I would play soccer with them like every Friday. It is. That's what we would do. Everyone would meet up in a church school. It was a school that was built next to a Catholic church, and that's where they did the homeschool meetups. And we play like soccer, we play basketball, we'd play the Frisbee game Ultimate. And so, you know, it's crazy to hear about that kind of stuff, but you know, I guess it happens. All right, Mr. Eric, let's grab your bag. So Eric's got a pretty fat bag. I think we need to start you a new bag. Also, I think you need a top loader. Did I grab you a top loader? Let's get him a top loader. That's terrible. Poor guy, rip. Here we are. All right. Yeah, actually, the timing of it was super memorable because at the same time that was happening, my roommate had just proposed to a girl who then turned him down. It's like a terrible day altogether. I was at the mall in Sears when the news came to my phone, and then my friend's like, I'm returning this ring because, you know, I proposed to this girl and she said no. Goes Eric B. Colburn. I was like, oh. Embarrassing. All right, here we are. Crazy times. Did the truck driver face any penalties? I probably not. I mean, if it was December 16th, and I do remember it, it was icy road conditions. So how can somebody be in trouble for icy road conditions unless they were driving erratically? Yeah, it's just a danger to be out on the road. I want to know how large his family was. How many kids in Missouri John Paul Forget's family? There's no easy way to look it up. Yeah, okay, so you can't look it up. He had a very large family just like we did. So, Mr. Eric, that's all done. He had one more order. He says, I would like you to sleeve Daredevil, Storm, Invis, Black Cat, Cloak and Dagger, and Spider-Man. Whoa, that's a lot. So let me grab this bag here, because he's certainly referring to this. We're going to grab these two little packs out of here. And he's going to have me individually sleeve some art. I lost a good friend to a drunk driver that year. He and his girlfriend were both killed. Yikes. Sucks, man. There you are. All right. That's why you're not supposed to drive under the influence. If only people did what they were supposed to do. If I did what I was supposed to do, I would be skinny already. I wouldn't be a fat guy. I'd be like in shape like Brad Pitt. But instead, I eat ice cream. Okay, so he says Daredevil, Storm, Invisible Woman, right? Spider-Man. Let's see. Cloak and Dagger, Black Cat, Storm. Who am I missing? Daredevil. He really likes these. That's why he wants these sleeved up. There we are. Maybe I should just offer to sleeve all of them one at a time, but you know, that's a lot of sleeves for one pack, and it also takes a long time to do that, you know? The people who cause the accidents rarely suffer as much as the innocent. Yeah, it's a pretty unfair scenario. You get scenarios where a drunk driver causes an accident, right? And then they somehow survive the accident unscathed. And it's like, what the fuck? All right, here's Invisible Woman. Aunt May. Storm again. Daredevil. There you have it. They'll get out unscathed, and it's like, oh, I just killed a family of 3. Or I just killed both parents and one of the children. And it's just like, Jesus. Really dark stuff. It's funny. There's some really, really, really old footage of people complaining when they finally outlawed drinking and driving. And they said it's getting to be that you don't have any rights anymore in this country. They said that it was like in 1960 or something, or 1950. Really long time ago. And they're like, what's a man supposed to do if he gets off work and he wants to have a beer while he drives home? And they skip to another person they're interviewing. It's like we're communists. And then another guy, and it says, it's good to be you don't have any rights in this country anymore. They're talking about drunk driving. What if I just want a little beer to get me over while I'm driving home? Get me home. That happens so frequently, it's crazy. Yeah. Well, you know, it's weird. When you look at a bar, it's always full of vehicles, isn't it? When you look at the bar, you think all those people have designated drivers? Hell no. They're all drinking, and then they just climb in their vehicle. They're like, I'm good to drive. Of course, if we had implemented a rule 50 years ago, we could have implemented a rule that said you have to blow into an alcohol breathalyzer before the car will turn on or something like that. Whoa, we got a Mahasvara order. He wants a whole box of pitch black. Yes, sir. Let's get a golden Darkrai for you then. All right, we're started. We're into the stream. We're ready to show off pitch black. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Mahasvara? I hope you're having a great day, man. Modern version of what? Masks and COVID. Something like that, yeah. I don't know if it's an exact comparison, but I never really felt like the masks were going to help. That was my thing. Like, I wore one, but I always felt like this isn't protecting me at all, is it? You know how I was sure it wasn't going to work? Because it was spreading like wildfire anyways. Here we are. Have you ever seen someone sneeze in one of those masks? The spit just flies right through. And so I always looked at them and said, it gives me a false sense of safety. The safest thing for me to do is not be in the room at all. You know, to be in a spacesuit or something like that, a hazmat suit with a filtration system. So that's how I always felt about it. And actually, during COVID, there was such a scare that I felt like maybe somebody would invent like new breathing apparatus, like a new higher technology, like perfect mask, so that you could go out into society. Kind of like what the Quarians had in BioShock. Do you guys play BioShock? So I thought during that time period, we were going to get something like what the Quarians had. And it would be like mass produced, and you could go out to the grocery store like an astronaut. But that didn't happen. Actually, what did happen is most people just got COVID. Like, I'm pretty sure I got it. My parent-in-laws, they tested positive for COVID. And then Karis was hanging out with them. Oh, my parents have COVID, by the way. Oh, my God. You're hanging out with them? But, you know, they're older, and her mother had just recovered from cancer, too, and she survived it. I mean, they didn't even talk about it being a problem. Some people, it was a problem, though. But anyway, she came home after hanging out with them, and in a pretty short period of time, I developed a flu. And I'm like, this is COVID. It was a very strange flu because it involved tons of coughing. It was actually, that was the very first time I started coughing a lot, was after COVID. So I was coughing a whole bunch. Never had that happen before. I was coughing a whole bunch. I didn't have like a fever. I didn't have the chills. Just a really annoying, itchy cough that just lasted and lasted for like 2 weeks. It lasted. And I was like, this is not like the regular flu. This is gotta be COVID. So I was pretty sure I had COVID. And that was it. I was like, okay. It wasn't that scary, actually. You are Whale Lord. Don't you mean Mass Effect, not BioShock? You are so right. I'm thinking of BioWare. Yeah, Mass Effect, the Quarians. You got me. Which was made by BioWare. I was close. My brain did not remember it quite right. Here it is. Hopefully they make another BioShock, by the way. I heard they were going to make a BioShock TV show. It was actually being worked on, I think. I really love the feel of BioShock 1. That is a classic game. You guys got to play it. BioShock 1's a masterpiece. A man chooses, a slave obeys. The Ayn Rand references, the, you know, capitalism versus communism references is so good, man. The whole feel of it. And the idea that, you know, they're going to build this new utopia under the water, but ultimately it's defeated by what? Two men being greedy. That's what it was. Isn't that interesting? Ambition itself. Ambition. Very philosophical. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Here it is. All right. The place was very scared of communism. The what was the name of the place where it took the story takes place? It was called BioShock takes place in I can't remember the name of it. Who can remember where it takes place at? Maybe you just look it up for a second. So it had a very strange feel to it. And it constantly kind of talks down on the idea of wealth redistribution, taxes. Never did finish BioShock. You never finished BioShock 1? Oh, go back and finish it, dude. It's so good at the end. It's really, you have to finish it. It's one of those games where if you don't finish it, you're missing out on like 90% of the game. Because the middle part of the game where you're just playing, that's not most of the game. Most of the game's packed into the end. Rapture, that's right, Rapture. Here it is, Trumbeak. There's that, there's a quote in the game pretty early on, actually, and it was such a hilarious and such a fantastic quote. And it said, it was the doctor that went crazy, right? And I think it was written on a wall or a banner or a poster. It said, beauty is a moral imperative. Such a funny thing to say. Beauty is a moral imperative. But the focus was sort of like on the importance of having to be beautiful, like the goal is perfection or something. And that's very relatable. I mean, don't we also strive to be more attractive, looks maxing? Don't we also strive to improve the way we look, taller, sexier, bigger pee-pee, whatever it is, right? We want all those things. Bigger boobs, puffier lips. Beauty is a moral imperative. It's sort of, it takes the idea to the extreme, the importance of looks maxing, right? So we got Goldeen and Mega Excadrill so far. Let's get the second half of the box now, okay? Still time for maybe a Golden Darkrai. Let's see what happens. And I think the doctor in that story goes mad, doesn't he? He goes mad and he starts disfiguring his patients, maybe because he's tired of everything looking perfect, or maybe his idea of what looked perfect changed. I don't remember. But it was really, that was a fun part of the story of BioShock. And it was one of the early, that was definitely one of the early bosses. But I really liked that part. It was really fun. People there in Rapture were obsessed with like body modification. They were obsessed with looking better, being superior. And the story, the design of the world sort of looks into that, maybe that mindset, and it imagines, well, instead of a utopia, what if it all went wrong? What if it all went wrong? What if it was all terrible? Which you don't know if it really would be terrible and wrong, but you know, the story often makes small references to Ayn Rand, and the design of the buildings, I think, is kind of like New York, and it's always saying things like, "There's no kings, no emperors," you know, "A man is free," or something like that. There's an obsession with freedom, which is super relatable for me, by the way. Here you are. All right, snip this. All right. I think there's a quote at some point in the game. A man like builds his farm or something, and then I think the second half of the quote is, a parasite asks, "Where's my share?" or something like that. It's just really obvious, but very fun, sort of like quotes like that. A man builds, a parasite asks, "Where's my share?" These sort of like, you know, one-liners that have maybe like an ultimatum sort of feeling to them. A really obvious good guys versus bad guys line has been drawn. No nuance to it, but it's very fun. I mean, the feeling of it's very fun. Was definitely too young to be playing it back when I rented it. Oh, okay. So you had it when you were younger, and it was, well, yeah. I guess I was a lot younger too. You know, so Karis and I recently played it together last year. And it was amazing, dude. I'd give that game a straight up 10. And I'm a very, very picky person. BioShock's a 10. Mostly because of the feeling of it. Not the gameplay mechanics they're not bad. It does, I think there are points where it can get a little repetitive. It's more about the story and the ideas. That game for me is a 10 for sure. When I played it, I was so young, I didn't recognize the Ayn Rand stuff. Yeah, so the story actually talks constantly about the creator of the underwater city, and his goal was to escape the reach of the government. That was his goal. He wanted a place where he could be free, where people could be free. That was his obsession. And so he's like, you know, people should be allowed to work and be free, which is, they get that from Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand was like this hardcore capitalist. Her ideas was that capitalism isn't just a better system. Capitalism is the only moral system. That was her idea. Capitalism's the only moral system where you're allowed to have all the resources that you earned and you can decide what to do with your own resources, and you can decide to follow the career path that you want. Society doesn't force you to follow a career path. So she was obsessed with capitalism because she had just escaped Russia, right? She escaped Russia, and they had their whole USSR and all that. And she was desperately in love with America, and she lived in New York. That was her favorite city. She gets quoted by Republicans, but sometimes she gets made fun of too. But, you know, she was a notable person in society. Here it is. It's funny, you know, when I went to college, they had me read like feminist literature. They didn't have me read any Ayn Rand. You have to go look it up on your own because no one will expose it to you otherwise. Here's more Pecco. I do remember it being really creepy. Yeah, it is a little bit creepy. Sort of the, one of the primary, what would you call it? One of the primary fantasies in the story is that, you know, Rapture went on to develop genetic, it's so funny, this is so relevant because I talk about this stuff all the time, but I don't get it from BioShock. But they talk about genetic mutations all the time, basically evolution, how, you know, now you can shoot bees out of your hand or shoot lightning out of your hand or something like that, which is, you know, very fantastical. But I think that after they started tampering with people's genetics, it caused humans to sort of change behaviors and become, you know, erratic or aggressive. And so, okay, so there you go. There's your horror story problem. And there are these little girls who go around harvesting the genes. And I can't remember it all. I'm not perfectly clear on it all. I wish I could remember all of it, but there's a lot to it. It's a pretty dense story with, you have to kind of like read into all the little notes and everything to get it all. And as you know, I'm not a very story-driven person. I usually just play games for the game. So I'm not the best person to try and re-explain the story. But yeah, I'd give it a 10. BioShock's a 10 on my, you know, if I had to create a, you know, like a list of games that get a 10. The Atom Slugs. When I played, I was so young, didn't recognize the Ayn Rand stuff. Here we are. Here's Slowbro. The Slowbro's so good looking, man. You guys got to open this just for a chance at the Slowbro. He's so cute. That's a real clean copy. You might have a shot at a 10 on this one, Mr. Mahasvara. That's great. All right, well, maybe that will help pay for the box. You know, another card we haven't pulled out of here is the Morpeko. There's an Altart Morpeko in here, everyone. Would you kindly go and get the keys from this or whatever? Here we are. Here's Trumbeak, Mega Zera Aura. All right, very good. Yeah, the bad guy is, in the story, the bad guy is kind of like a mobster. And the mobster's a poor guy working in Rapture. You know, he works in the warehouses. He does the hard labor. He's not the rich guy. The guy who created Rapture, I can't remember the names very well, but there's the same problem that always occurs in society. A wealth gap. That always pisses people off. A wealth gap emerges. Why wouldn't it? And so, you know, the bad guy doesn't want to be a loser. He wants to be successful. And he starts deciding to use crime to sort of climb. His goal is to use, you know, crime and coercion and tricks to sort of rise to power. He wants to have power. Here's Mega Darker Eye. And that's how it always is. That's the irony. No matter what system you end up creating, communism, socialism, capitalism, you know, a hierarchy emerges anyways. That's the problem in societies. People hate hierarchies. They hate that there's somebody above them. There's somebody living in luxury. There's somebody who's doing better than they are. And we hate it. And very often our systems are designed to try and stop that hierarchy. You know, it's like, well, we should just take money from the people at the top and give it to ourselves. Here it is. Then we'll be equal. And then, you know, so eventually we start experimenting with that. And what do you know? You get an authoritarian regime instead. You don't get freedom. You don't get wealthy. You get, you know, Mao Zedong or something like that, right? Or Stalin, or here we are. Or you just go broke. Your country just eventually goes broke. You have a problem where everyone wants inside of your country so they can all get the free stuff. And as it turns out, there's too many people claiming free stuff and not enough people providing the free stuff. And now you've got problems. So now you need a government to figure out how to solve it. And, you know, that's how it always works. There's never enough free stuff. You could sum up all wealth redistribution problems as there's never enough free stuff. Ooh. Nobody wants to be a slave. Nobody wants their money taken. Mr. Mahasvara, let's go grab it. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? Yeah, exactly. Dude, that stuff's hilarious, man. So, and what was the name of the guy who said that? Because that's the leader, right? He's the guy who created Rapture. Okay, Mahasvara, let's find your bag. He was like obsessed with that. He was obsessed with those ideas. There we are. Isn't his name like an acronym or something for Ayn Rand? I can't remember. It's really funny stuff. All right, so you got baggie number 1. You got baggie number 2. If you ever want to trade these in for trade spots, just let me know, Mr. Mahasvara. I don't know how hard you go on your hollows. Some people like to trade them in. The trade-in slab this time is the Abra. Excuse me. This one right here. All right. His name was Ayn Rand. I can't remember it. Mahasvara, baggie number 2. All right, that was a whole box. I liked your ARs, and you know what? I liked the centering. I liked how clean it was. Could be an indicator that any future box might also have good centering. Who was the maker of Rapture? Andrew Ryan. Andrew Ryan. You know what that sounds a lot like? Ayn Rand. A fictional industrialist. So funny. So funny. The owner of Ryan Industries. Yeah, so his name intentionally is close to Ayn Rand's name. Okay, so here's Hathim. He says, 5 Chaos Rising. You got it, man. All right, let's go grab these. Ready? All right. I noticed you also paid for that little bit of insurance. I was okay. You could have just let it slide. It wasn't a big deal. Ready? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we are. All right. Tell you what, I'll just give you one more Chaos Rising. How's that sound? All right, so you get one more Chaos Rising. Here it goes. Snipping time. All right, snip number 1. I'm lower than I thought on Chaos Rising. You guys are actually opening this set. So in the daytime stream, we had a pretty wild stream. We opened like almost a whole case of Sneaker Bunko. Now we're in a fresh case of it. No Siggies pulled on Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Here's a hollow. Here's Crocodile. Look at that Crocodile. He's so crooked. Crocodile. Here's Ho-Oh. Here's Emoga. Here, now this is for Mr. Hathim. Nine Tails Gudra. And here's Wimpod. Wimpy. All right, Crocodile Mega Gallade. Ooh, pretty rough actually. Man, Pokemon packs are tough. Karis and I are still watching Walking Dead. We're in season 8 now. It's kind of crazy how fast you can get through it all if you just fast forward the whole thing. All right, Hathim, you are almost full on a double box. You're getting there. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. All right, lovely. Let's rotate these. We got this Magikarp came back to the table. Here's Suicune 8.5 for 140. Here's Charmander 9 for 170. Here's Vaporeon 9. So we were rotating the 9s, and we're pretty much done now. Chris Abruzzo for Pitch Black. You got it. For Pitch Black. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're right. Let me hit this. All right. Yeah, BioShock was fun. What other games would I consider a 10? Let's open this. Pokemon Red and Blue, I'd give that a 10. If you played it today, it's not going to feel like a 10, but in its time, in the year that it was released, it was 100% a 10. So Pokemon's pretty crazy good. Smash Brothers, that's another one. Wonder if they're going to make a new Smash Brothers soon. They really ought to. Here we are. I had to buy some Nintendo stocks before they announce it. Primarina. And, whoa, all hollows this time, Mr. Chris. My brother's going to use my account to open some packs. He'll probably ship whatever he gets with my current bag. Can he? Yep, we could put it in a separate bag and then put that bag inside of your bag. Lots of people liked Half-Life 2. Might consider that a 10. You know, I never played that game, but from what I understand, they sort of revolutionized what a shooter game experience could be like with both the fun of the narrative, but also with the inventiveness of the guns. So I've seen gameplay of it, and it looks like we get the gravity gun from Half-Life. Chris Abruzzo. Yeah, I never played that one. Let's see. Chris. Here we are. I think probably my favorite game of all time, beats everything, probably Dark Souls 3 to this day. Like, Dark Souls 1 was fun. I never played Dark Souls 2. I watched Dark Souls 2. I watched playthroughs of it just to know what it was like. And it didn't look good enough, so I just didn't play it. Dark Souls 1 was fun. I almost never played Dark Souls, but Dark Souls 1 was a free-to-play game on the Xbox. And so I said, I'll give it a try. And I was shocked at how much I liked it. I was like, holy, this is really good. Wait a second. I should have given this a try sooner, because it was like an unknown game. I'd never heard of the company before. And, you know, it was just another sword beat-em-up game as far as I could tell. But no, there's just something really special about that game, Dark Souls 1. It was much larger than I thought it would be. That was what shocked me, the size of everything. I think some really insane moments from Dark Souls 1 was when you realized the background wasn't just the background. Those were places you were going to go to. That was shocking. Also, the very fun combat system where it seemed like they understood how to catch you and punish you for spamming or for, you know, not trying harder in the middle of a fight. And the stress and difficulty of the boss fights, but especially the art style. It almost is horror, and then it's also very sad the whole time. The music, the feeling, the voice acting, just amazing the whole time. So I would say Dark Souls 3 is sort of like the pinnacle of that. And then they swapped into Elden Ring. Elden Ring's a good game. It deserved to be Game of the Year, but it's not as good as Dark Souls 3 in my opinion. Dark Souls 3, Ring City, the most... I just absolutely love that game. I don't know what it was. It just did everything perfectly. So insanely good. The music was so good. So many TV shows, movies, and video games don't get the music right. But the music was so insanely good. The boss fights were good. The ending was good. Slave Night Gale. Everything about it was peak. Let's see. Fallout 3 for me was another banger. I did recently play Fallout 3, and I didn't get it. It felt a lot like Skyrim, because it's made by the same company, right? You know, the battles feel sort of like almost like you're fighting from styrofoam, you know, like you don't feel, I don't know how to describe it. There's like a lack of impact in the game. And that's traditionally how Skyrim feels too. Like you swing your sword, you've done damage, but it doesn't matter, right? Like when you get punched in Smash Brothers, you feel it. But Fallout and Skyrim have that feeling where you get punched and it's just like, okay, your life bar went down. Actually, you know what else had that? That game they released called, I can't remember the name. That stupid space game they made had the same exact problem, where it's like when you get hit, it didn't really matter. Mechanical, yeah, maybe Mechanical. Cool, he's going to grab a seal box. Whenever he does that, that's an extra $15 shipping, right? Yes, that's right. He'll need to ship out right away. So he'll ship out right away. All right, let's see. I'm going to hit refresh. Looks like we're all caught up on orders. Let's talk about the breaks. Finally, we've got the Heartbreak. This Snorlax Heartbreak is very nice. That's Black Star promo Snorlax. He's from 2024. Now, I've chosen him because right now he's cheap and affordable. Don't wait for this to become a $1,000 card to jump into this break. And if one day it will be $2,000, and you'll be like, dang, why will that happen? Because they didn't print a lot of him. They didn't print a lot of this. They print a lot of all the other cards, right? Because they just reprint. They're not reprinting this Snorlax. He's going to be rare. He's good too, and he's Snorlax. That's a desirable Pokemon. The pack splits, they're close. This one's the news story right here. This guy's got 2 spots left, $98 a spot. Can't believe I'm saying that, by the way, because we used to sell these for like $200 a pack. Now I'm selling it right now for $980. That's so much money. But this is a sub list in here for $25 with the odds of 1 in 4. So you can join the sub list for 1 in 4 odds. If you get pulled, you will get a $100 spot in the pack split. Or you can just go buy a $100 spot. There's only 2 spots left, okay? So there's that. And then have you guys joined the Charizard 151 break? $60, 36 spots, 1/3 done. Look, see, 12 out of 36. 12 out of 36. It's 1/3 done. We need 24 more people. It's a lot of money, but we'll get there. Slowly but surely. Here's the Tyranitar break. This guy's serious business. He's from 2016, and he's the next kind of card to get expensive. He's already expensive. But what I mean to say is he's still somewhat affordable. X-White era holographic Tyranitar is still somewhat affordable. How long is that going to last? Probably not very long. Okay, it's happened to Black and White. It's happened to Diamond Pearl. It's happened to Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They're all shockingly expensive now. Okay, so here's Tyranitar, and he's still somewhat affordable. It's because he's only 10 years old. This gets worse over time. So these 2 breaks are fantastic. When you buy a live custom, you don't know what you're getting. You might be getting some card you don't want. When you buy a Pokeshuffle, same deal. You might be getting a card you don't want. That's Snorlax, and that's Tyranitar. These are kings. They're excellent. Over here, we have Bowser. He's the actual king, King Koopa. $30 buy-in, 1 in 10 odds. He's from 2015, so he's older than the Tyranitar right here. This guy's older than him by a year. I consider Mario cards collectibles, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Actually, I've been collecting Mario cards for a while, the Cardos Mario cards, and they have absolutely exploded in price. They're really expensive. Here's Miss Boa Hancock. She is the new One Piece break. Nobody's jumped in yet, so I don't know if we'll keep her, but we want to give her more time first before deciding to swap it into something else. But there you go. So we got all these breaks running here. I want to point, so lots of options here. I want to point out we also have this fun dude. That's a jumbo pack. People love the jumbo packs. It's already gone off like 3 times recently. And Isaac is in here waiting for 3 more homies. You're not going to leave them hanging, are you? So this is a $40 buy-in. You get all these packs if you get pulled. Breaks. Look at that. If you really like a jumbo pack, feel free to just send 160 and I'll create a duplicate for you. You can just open it. So look at all that. You get all these. And then you get all these Chinese and Japanese and some Korean Pokemon boosters. And then you get a couple non-Pokemons as well. Lots of stuff in here. Okay, big fat one. WTH is a birthday. It's Tammy's birthday. Hey, how's it going, Tammy? Do you guys want to put a little Tammy card together? What would a Tammy card look like? What would a Tammy card look like? Let me think about it. I'm trying to think about what I know about Tammy. Let's grab a mix of packs for Tammy. We'll grab one of these. We'll grab one of these. We'll grab one of these. And what does Tammy like? We can grab one of these. Let's see. Okay. We'll grab one of these from Nightmares. I'm going to add these up now. And you guys can contribute $1, as little as $1. We'll do a little birthday present for Tammy. She's been here for a long time. How long have you been here, Tammy? 2 years? I think it's 2 years going on 3. I think she's been here like 6 years. So has Mahasvara, by the way. He's been here a long time. Is Final Fantasy in this menu over here? Oh my gosh, we don't even keep the Final Fantasy in the main menu. Final Fantasy is in the extended menu. All right, let's do a little thing on this real fast. So this is what? 5.5 plus, what do we have? Soldier's Return, that's 14, plus Hidden Trials, which is 8. Wow, that's pricey. And then From Nightmares is 12. Wow. We need to double check these and see if any prices have changed over time. Journey of Discovery, which is 5. So it's a $45 break. So I'll round it down to $40 then. That's my contribution. So here's a little $40 Tammy pack. And you guys are welcome to toss even $1 in here. When it reaches 0, we'll open it up for Tammy's birthday. Soldier's Return is on the menu? Yeah. It's so cheap. Soldier's Return is $14 a pack. Whew. All right, now if we don't get this done in one stream, we'll just keep it running to the next stream. It's $40. You can contribute as little as $1 to it. All right. Put this here. Put it up here on this part of the sleeve. And let's see, it'll start off at 40. So I paid off $4.50 of it. And then we got to bring this from 40 down to 0. There it is. All right. I'll put your name next to it if you make a donation. So we'll put your name on the card. She can keep the little donation card. Give her a deal on a Tammy pack. This is a Tammy pack. It's a pretty good deal. It's a free one. All right. There we go. Barely finished any of it, though. I did a lot of freebie hunting. What's a freebie hunting? Let's see. I'm going to jump over here. I've never heard of that before. Chris Abruzzo's next. Wait, is he? Hold on. Let me hit refresh here. Let's see. So here we have Chris Abruzzo. And he says, pack split. He's going straight in. Ooh, that gym spot's going off, guys. This is probably going off tonight. We need 3 people in here, and it's done. Let me put a picture up on Show and Tell on how much freebie stuff I got. Freebie stuff? I've never... What are you talking about, freebie stuff? We're going to go over here to the Cheap Split. Funny enough, we're using the bag called the Cheap Split for the Gym Heroes. All right, let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You guys might want to stick around because this $1,000 vintage pack might be about to go off. So, only 1 spot left. You guys can jump in here. Should I allow people to just buy the last spot direct? I don't know. Okay, I just put up a picture. Let's see your freebie stuff. So under Show and Tell. Oh, do you kind of tell them that it's your birthday? And then they got like a promotional for birthdays? That's funny, dude. Looks like she got some fries and chicken. She got a brownie. She got a rainbow slice of cake. She got some drinks. She got looks like a hamburger. And so what do? Do you like sign up for all the birthday, like some companies track your birthdays? Yeah, I tell them my birthday and I got a bunch of promos. Oh my gosh, I need to do the same thing. That sounds hilarious. All right, let me have a sip. I remember when you would go to restaurants and somebody would tell them it's your birthday and then they'd clap their hands really annoyingly and it was super embarrassing. Do they still do that at restaurants? They probably do. This is Tammy's birthday present. You can donate $1 to it. If you do, I'll write your name down next to the donation, okay? We're trying to bring it to 0. So it's kind of like a countdown. What am I listening to? What the hell is this music? Music's nuts, man. Okay, so Mr. Mahasvara has ordered another box of Pitch Black, but let me make sure it's your turn. Hold on. Might be somebody's turn on the website first. Yeah, so technically it's Chris A's turn first. Chris A has ordered, not to be confused with Chris Abruzzo, because Chris A is a different person. So a pack of Marvel Superheroes and a Marvel Impel Series 2. All right, so the Marvel Impel Series 2 is selling a little bit quickly. Let's consider a restock on it because I'm scared it's going to be very expensive. Some tells me, because the price on this box was going up anyways in the past, and I never repriced it because my goal was to just liquidate it and be done with it. But you know, why shouldn't we consider a restock? Because it's a cool product. I mean, I really like the cards coming out of it. Okay, we're scrolling. We're trying to find one of these. Is this it? Let's see. Looks like we're good right here. This will probably do it. Says this is a sealed box. That'll do it. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a restock on this one, guys. Divided by 36. Okay, I have a price for it. Let's see what our price is. Well, I should just be able to see it from the website because it's in the website, right? Okay, so the price right here, I'm being recommended to change it to 23. That's probably what we're going to do, and I probably am going to acquire this real fast. Impel Marvel, a whole pack of gradable cards. It's pretty fantastic, guys. And we were almost out of it there. We're running low, actually. We're running real low. We got just a couple packs left. It was so popular when we first added it to the menu. We sold out of a box of it, like, instantly. And so it's still really cool. People just don't buy it as quickly anymore. Oops, come on now. I don't want that. Okay, we sold out of Impel Marvel Series 1 and 2. Looks like our price is 26. So we should be able to lower that price. We're going to lower it right now to 24, and I'm going to hit update on that. So our price is getting lowered. You guys are now being offered a better price on Impel Marvel Series 1. Good. And then let me update it over here as well. Where do I have it? It's got to be in the extended menu, right? It's got to be the extended menu. MetaZoo, Disney, Union Arena, Final Fantasy. You know, I really ought to just put these in alphabetical order and just stop screwing around with it. Let's find Marvel. There it is. All right, I found it. Magic the Gathering Collector Booster Marvel. So this will be updated to say 24. I'm going to hit save on that. All right, thank you for your patience, Mr. Chris A. We were actually going to lower the price, so any future orders after this point are going to be a little bit cheaper. I did that after doing some research. Let's go grab your packs now. All right, here they are. Dang, dude, Bo Hancock's got some giant fake-looking titties, man. And here is our Marvel. Cool. Portal's a go-to game. You know, I'm supposed to be getting a box of these. Why hasn't it arrived yet? I feel like I ordered it a while ago. Some just check your ID and you get it for free. Wow, that's nice. We are. All right. Good. And we'll grab this. Okay. Good. All right. There you go. Tammy's sharing some free cake wisdom with us over here, guys. Super Suit AIM Labs. Here's Red Hulk, Black Panther Vanguard, Big Wheel, Masked Meower, Hydra Disintegrator, Bullseye Death Dealer, Swamp, Citizen Helmet Zero, Scarlet Witch, Hottie, Taskmaster, the guy who gets all the tasks done. Here's Final Act. Ugh. Vision Quest. That's cool. And this card. Ooh. Cool, man. All right. Mister, I can't find website password somehow. Can't find website password. I don't know what that means. Are you saying you're having trouble logging into your account on the website? Here it is. Here's Scarlet Witch. Hubs and I have a list of places and what to get, so it made it easier. There it is. You got a whole strategy, huh? I thought you said you had another sealed box. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do, and I just ordered an unnecessary box. I don't even know now. You're making me think I have another box of it. If I said that, it's probably true. Well, I guess I'll just be well stocked on this product. It's a good product, and we just made it cheaper, everybody. It's a good product. Cyclops is in here. I know you like Cyclops. Here's a Bullseye. You've opened a couple of these. These are really amazing. I think they're a step above the other ones. Like, look at this. Green Goblin. Wow. I think what's cool about them is, you know, the fact that almost all of the artworks are really old retro art. Is Hulk, Cloak and Dagger, Supervillain Black Cat, Storm, and X-Men in the Savage Land. All right, that's pack number 1 for Chris A. Yeah, these are selling. I think there's excitement for Marvel brand right now because of the upcoming movie with Dr. Doom in it. It is Professor Doom. Yes. Here's Mole Man, yuck. Captain America. Checklist. Juggernaut. I'm a Juggernaut, bitch. Here's Spider-Man, Green Goblin. Thing versus Hulk. Thanos. Famous battles. I love these. Captain, did you get your powers from the Super Soldier Serum? Yes, but it was a mistake. I thought I was drinking a glass of lemonade. Wolverine, look at that. Wow, great art. Submariner, one of the more useless characters. All right, so there we go. Very cool, man. Are you getting any Topps Chrome Marvel? So there's a new one, and it either just came out or it's coming out like in a month or something like that. And I did notice that. I took notice. I'm a noticer. And so we probably will have to snatch some of that. I do like Topps products. They're great. Yeah, I would anticipate that product hitting up soon. Actually, we have some of the previous Topps Chrome. We ought to make it for sale. Okay, that's for Chris A. Now, Chris, I think we're literally running out of room. So we may have to use the CH box over here. Who's in here? Christopher Went from 724. Jesus, dude. And, all right. I think this is considered abandoned after 2 years. What do you guys think? Some Star Wars. Oh, Voltorb. That's kind of nice. It looks like he had a lot of stuff. That's probably why we didn't touch it. But 2 years is an awful long time. I won't touch it for now because I don't need to. Let's go ahead and... Now, wait a second. Do you already have a bag? Let's see if you've already got a bag. He didn't say new bag, did he? Nope. All right, Chris A. I want to keep you in a separate box from Mr. Chris Abruzzo. Here you go, Chris A. You got a fat bag, actually. Good for you, man. Checking to the very back. Here's a guy whose name is Chad A. Chris A. and Chad A. That'd be funny if I had a baby boy and I named him Chad. Yeah, that's a hilarious name. All right. I can't find my password. Maybe after stream, help me out. But I sent an order as guest for now. Interesting. Okay. All right, Chris A. Number 2. Who does number 2 work for? All right, we'll pop this over here. And we'll pop this over here. Lovely. All right, you're in the overflow, the CH overflow box. Remind me of that, but I probably won't need to be reminded, but you might want to remind me. All right, so Here goes another box of Pitch Black, and I'll put $20 toward the Tammy pack. Oh, man, you're more generous than I am. $20 remaining. Ma, has, va, ra. All right, this is almost done. It's halfway done, guys. Now, we're going to go ahead and open up a box of Pitch Black for you. Are you ready for that? Here goes. Pitch Black. I can't find my password. Interesting. What does the website offer when you're struggling with your password? What does the website offer to do for you? There it is. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of cards. Are you guys ready? Tonight's stream brought to you by Mr. Mahasvara. The daytime stream was brought to you by Miss Kara Nichols. When you make an account first time, they send you temporary password. But I never received it. Seems I can't find in my email. You know, I had a guy complaining that he couldn't reset his password, and I never figured out exactly how to fix that. Okay, you ready? You can always log into your PayPal and make an order that way too. Most people order that way, actually. Did you know that? Most people just log into, or they click on the PayPal link, and then they just make a PayPal payment. So that's always perfectly fine to do it that way, okay? All right. Spam also clean promotion tabs. Check spam folder. All right, let's grab this. You ready? Ooh, baby. Snipping this. Snipping these. Pitch Black, the Dark Rye set. The really fancy looking Dark Rye in it. All right. He's an Evil Eye Dark Rye. Spooky. Speaking of spooky, you guys ready for Halloween? Who's ready for Halloween? It doesn't sound like it's that nearby, but you know, we're end of July. Then it's August and September. They go fast, you know. Almost time for the holidays. That's what happens next is Halloween. Here's Megadell Fox. Ooh. Boy, this year, 2026, going fast, man. What should I do in 2027? New year, new me. In 2027, I'm going to give all my Pokemon cards away. What if I did that? What if I took all my Pokemon fortune and literally just gave it all back to everybody? How insane would that be? Here's Shacodet. Here's Brave Bangle. I definitely get some attention for it. Here's Type Null. Here's Dark Bell. Lurantis. Look at that Lurantis. I also could not reset my password on the website a long time ago, so that's why I use PayPal. You know what? That sounds like something to tell Kivvis. Here we are. Finizen. Here's Palafin. Here's Myrodon. Mega Excadrill. Is my music not running? My music stopped. Let's get that music playing. So far, so cold. Why is it stuck? It's like stuck. Let's reset the music. All right, here we go. All right. We've been playing Deltarune music. Did you guys play Deltarune? Deltarune is the second game from the guy who made I can't remember the name of the first game. What the hell? All I can think of is the name Deltarune now. What did Toby Fox make other than Deltarune? Toby Fox, Undertale? Undertale. All right, Undertale. All right, so he made Undertale. Then he made another game called Deltarune later. Undertale's the first game. That's right. Took me a second there. All right. If you play Undertale, Chapter 1 and 2 is actually really good. I think Karis downloaded the later chapters, and she couldn't finish them because she got bored. It is. Here's Primarina. Here's Pick-a-Peck of Pickle Peppers. Pick-a-Peck of Pickle Peppers. Here's Skull Fortress. All right, so we know that there's a password reset issue. Here's Rust Syndicate Grunt. Ooh, Rust. All right, and here's Manectric, Mandy Buzz, and more Pecco. Ooh, more Pecco. Not to be confused with less Pecco, which is also a thing. All right. What do we have here? Snapping this. Snapping this. Okay, that's good. Pitch Black. What do you guys think? You think the hobby falls off as soon as the new era begins, Wind and Waves? What if Wind and Waves is really well made? You know, the last couple of Pokemon games have not been too crazy. What if Wind and Waves changes all that? What if it's actually really good? This? Probably not. All right. Today I went on a nice walk. The weather got down to 76 degrees. And I was like, ooh, nice. You know, normally it's like, it's been 90, 92 degrees every single day out here for summertime, which is normal, by the way. There's nothing unusual about that. But just for today, the weather got all the way down to 76 degrees. I was like, I'm getting out of here. Kirsten and I went walking. We posted some pictures in the Discord server in the Mike Sides chat. And, yeah. All right. It was nice. Okay, what do we have here? Malamar, Bastiodon, Fomantis. Even if Wind and Wakes isn't great, I'll still buy it and play it because I'm a Pokemon simp. Yeah, that's true for me too, actually. All right, Fomantis. Chiyu. Oh, here's Rampardos. Ooh. It would be nice if they had a game mode for like adults where it's like the game is much harder at least. Like you could turn on hard mode. They don't even have to call it like adult mode. Just be like, give us two options, easy and hard. I don't need the game to be like as easy as it needs to be for a 7 or 6 year old. Like, I'm 37 years old. Pokemon's a really old game. They're celebrating 30 years. There's adults playing. Like, there's grandpas playing. It's okay if you have a hard mode. It's not going to be a problem. Lots of your customers are full-grown adults. I don't know if they'll do that, but ooh, pulling Gwyn. Gwyn's cool, man. Alt Art Gwyn is pulled. All right. What's this? We got Mega Chandelure. All Pokemon needs to do for a successful game is stop making the cats and dogs evolve into two-legged furries. Hey! Don't you talk about my two-legged furries that way. Meowscarada, the missus, and I, we like the two-legged Meowscaradas. Yeah, I don't know, man. I actually fully agree. It's so annoying, man. Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur are so iconic. And then every time they create a new fire, leaf, fire, grass, and water type, it's always like super disappointing somehow. They're like, oh, did you want good ones? Ha! We are. But, you know, I was really critical of the first teaser trailer that came out with the 3 new Pokemons, the Gecko, the Doggy Pomeranian or something like that, and the little Angry Birds chicken. And at first, I was making fun of them because I felt like they were too generic, and they didn't look like Pokemon. They almost looked like they were just from other games or something. However, after watching the trailer like once or twice, I actually was kind of convinced that they're a little better than I first thought. And what they had done is they had sort of put personalities into the Pokemon that we didn't used to get in the past. So, like, the little sly little laugh from the Gecko, the doofiness from the Doggy, and the angriness from the bird, you know, the little toughness. We didn't really have those subtle personalities being displayed in previous games. So I said, that's kind of a smart thing, you know, they're looking at another dimension. They're looking at personality type dimension, you know what I mean, for the design. And so I'm curious where they take that and how it feels. Hopefully we get really good legendaries too. They haven't revealed the legendaries, I don't think, right? I feel like the legendaries for Scarlet Violet were just terrible. Some of the worst legendaries I've ever seen. Like the goldfish. We got like the deer with the big bowl on his head. We got the snail. And then the little Chen Pao, the little snow ferret or whatever it is. That one's okay. But the other three are just ugly. They just made them look ugly, man. They don't look like legendaries at all. And then you got Koraidon, Myrodon, whatever they're called. And they're just like glorified bicycles. and you meet them like instantly and you get to use them instantly. And I was like, what? What kind of Pokemon? I mean, I guess you could say they're taking a risk on, you know, going with very different designs. But on the other hand, it's not really different if it's just a glorified bicycle, because the bike's been in every game. All right, let's see. I think, anyways. They did have a hard mode for Black and White, though you had to beat the game to unlock it. Oh, you know, Black and White is one of the very few Pokemon games I never played. I never played Black and White. That was when I stopped, because I couldn't take it anymore. I stopped because I couldn't take the Pokemon designs. I said, this doesn't even look like Pokemon. So I gave up during the Black-White era. Then I never played Sun and Moon. And then I did play Sword and Shield. So I missed 2 eras of Pokemon. That's what happened with me. I missed 2 eras. But I played all the other ones. All right. We are. They were just pandering to the new Chinese market. It's fine. They can pander all they want. There's nothing wrong with that, in fact. It makes plenty of sense. They just got to do a good job. Like, we have Goldeen already. So if they're going to make a legendary goldfish, they better make it really cool somehow. But instead, it just kind of looks like not even a Pokemon. It looks like it's some other thing, you know? It's like, it's just actually a goldfish or something. It's weird, you know? Like, I'm looking at it like Goldeen's got some sass, you know? Goldeen's got those puffy little lips. It's got little eyeballs. Goldeen, right? But you look at the Chi-Yu or whatever it's called, it's just like, that's like the fish on the wall at the Chinese buffet. There it is. You know, it's like, it didn't feel like Pokemon. Isn't that interesting? I feel like that's really important to capture a feeling where you go, that's a Pokemon. That thing right there belongs in Pokemon because it's a Pokemon. But yeah, Chi-Yu didn't have that. And neither did the snail, and neither did the, whatever the bull-headed thing is. Chen Pao was close, maybe. I think Chen Pao gets the closest. All right. So, where are we? We got a couple orders, a couple people waiting. Who's got the oldest order? So this one's a 21-minute wait time. And then I know we had the Mark order. Here it is. Let me see what the wait time is on this one. Aren't those mythicals? So this is a 16. Oh no. Here we go. Okay, so you both have a 21-minute wait time. I'll just start with Mark then. Okay, Mr. Mark, he wants 2 Pitch Blacks and he wants 1 Destined Rivals. Okay, 2 Pitch Blacks, 1 Destined Rivals. Now, is this for you or is this for said brother? My birthday was really good. Oh, it's Tammy's birthday, guys. Tammy's birthday. We're doing a little Tammy giveaway. It's some Tammy packs. There's $20 left to it. If you make a donation, I'll write your name next to it. You can donate as little as $1. We just got to bring it down to 0. All right, ready? Snipping this. And we're snipping this. And we're snipping this. Good. Some lovely snips. Mark Kaplan. Grabbing that. I don't think anyone wants this poor boa. Let's bring that lightning Tyranitar back out. Poor boa. Ah, Delmise. The PokeBruhs are back, everybody. Remember PokeBruhs? They were they're $25 a pack this time. That's how we're running them, okay? PokeBruhs. They're just a packet of ungraded Pokemon cards. That's all they are. And it could include other things too, like just weird stuff. Whatever I feel like putting in there. They're kind of like, what if a junk pack costs 25 bucks? A little bit. What if I call them mega junk packs? That'd be funny. I really like the Black and White era games. Would say it's my second favorite generation. Man, I bet, you know, I've seen clips of the gameplay, and it looks really pretty advanced, actually, right? Like, I noticed there was, like, verticality to it and all this other stuff going on. It looked pretty cool. I missed out on all that because I couldn't stand the Pokemon design. Now, gameplay-wise, I don't know if I would have liked it, but the Pokemon themselves turned me off, and I said, I'm out of here. Okay, so that's for Mr. Mark. I'm putting it into the Mark bag. This, I think I spelled your name wrong. I put a K there. It should be C. Mark Kaplan with the C. I'm sorry, man. Well, I know whose bag it is. It's definitely yours. I'm going to have to remember that for next time. Did you guys catch that? He pulled an Ethan's Typhlosion. This one card is so good, man. Where Delta species ever in a game or just the cards? So what Pokemon stuff turns you on? Well, there's Thick Wick. Just get out of there, man. Put this over here. Good. Thank you. Now, the next oldest order is Oscar Resendez. 4 Chainsaw Man shipping. I have a couple bags. And then $6 for Tammy. Wow. Very generous. All right. Okay. Oops. We're going to go ahead and say that there's $14 left. Oscar Resendez. Okay. Good. $14 left on that. Now, 4 Chainsaw Mans. Let's get those Chainsaw Mans. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these. All right. Now let's start snipping. Okay. Throwing these away. And what do we got? We've got a hollow. And here's the Chainsaw Man. Okay. And here's... Ooh, Star Card Makima. I forgot the beginning of this movie was really sweet. I really don't understand their characters that well. You can tell they're hiding a lot about the characters. I want to mention, I have not read any of like the mangas or whatever for this show. And because I don't want to spoil it. I want them to develop the TV show and I'll watch that. Let's see. All right, so let's grab this as well. What do we got? Grabbing this one. All right, there you have it. 2 packs. You do scoop up a star card. That's a great round. Hey, what's up, Mr. CS Man? How's it going, man? Black and White Gen was kind of special because it was the last gen with 2D sprites. Plus, all the sprites were animated. Emerald is where Pokemon peaked. Emerald definitely had a peak kind of feeling because, well, I'm going to say this. Pokemon peaked with Pokemon peaked with red and blue. Now, I say that because literally there was no moment in time that was bigger than the release of red and blue. That was the absolute craziest, nuttiest moment for Pokemon. I mean, you had the release of the anime, the video game, and the Pokemon cards all at once. And the level of hysteria over Pokemon was unmatched during the Emerald time period. But mechanically, it got really good with Emerald. The music was on another level. The stages started getting complicated and cool. They had like the berries. They did duos. The legendaries were strong. They looked good. Rayquaza was a good addition. Deoxys was really cool. So it was just really good at that point. And then Diamond Pearl starts to feel a little bit like it's falling off almost slightly. You know, like it's not as Pokemon-y-ish. All right, so Mr. Oscar. But there was no moment in time with more hysteria than the actual release of Red and Blue. That was the peak of the hysteria. And it was just really crazy to see it, to behold it, you know what I mean? You're like, holy, dude. It was like a viral moment, but with no internet. So you were experiencing a viral thing, and you'd just never seen anything like that before. Every single kid had Pokemon. Every single kid knew what it was. Every single kid was buying the video game, the cards, watching the TV show, talking about it, trading cards all day long. All of a sudden, you had this activity in life that you never had before. There was a point before Pokemon and a point after Pokemon, and that was the release of Red and Blue. And it was just really, really, really crazy. But yeah, everyone was excited for Emerald. Just like Pokemon was still in, it was still in full crazy mode during the release of Gold and Silver. So people on our street were still playing it. It was super, super popular still. It was actually during the Emerald time period that it started to slow down. All right, Mr. Oscar. Still have a little room in this bag if you want to add anything else. So I'm gonna put some extra weight in here because it's already gonna be heavy. It is. After a certain amount of weight, I can just add extra weight. Day 4,892 of waiting for a Waifu box. I think I'd be scared of a Waifu box. You know why? Because I'd be scared no one wants to open it. But hey, I mean, maybe the slabs inside would be pretty cheap, actually. Oh, nice. If only it was the Reze one. All right, well, she might be in there because no one else is sniping these. She might be in there somewhere. I'm going to hit print on this. All right. Out of Scarlet Violet, Legend CA, and Sword and Shield, I actually think I like Sword and Shield the best. The VMAX mechanic was just kind of cool. It's simple. It's not complicated. And it was fun. I love going around in the wild and fighting the VMAX Pokemon. All right, there you go. Why was the shipping so expensive? Wait a second. This shipping was pricey, man. Weird. Yeah, your shipping was expensive. So strange. All right, thank you, Oscar. Let me double check. I did ship it to Oscar, right? Yep, that's you. All right, very good. Who's next? Let's find out who's next. Joseph Smith, 2 Poke Shuffles for Joseph Smith. You ready, Joseph? Here goes. Guys, slabs are typically cheap. I'm going to get a Cyclops box and just put Cyclops slabs in there. There it is. 2 live. That's pretty good. He pulled that on $10. All right, so we got to restock this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, $10 becomes 2 live customs. This could turn into a snowball for him. This could go from 2 lives to a $400 slab real quick. So he could go from $10 to $400. Let's see what he pulls. These are the live customs, a $25 shot at whatever's in this box. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right. Ghastly and oh my Jesus. Look at this, guys. It's snowballing. 5 spots in the star break, not re-rollable. Wow, that's still a huge pull. So he just went from $10 to $200, everybody. That's what just happened for him. That is the 5 spot $200 pull. All right, so this is going to go back in. That's pretty cool. Let's see, 200. What is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be $200. You keep the Ghastly as well, actually, so that's neat as well. Do we have another Ghastly? I'm trying to put more like pulls in these packs just to make them a little more fun. So here's a little Bob-omb. He says, "Yay!" Yep, that was $200. It's supposed to go to the oldest break. The oldest break at this point, I believe it, is the Charizard. So you'll be going into Charizard. But the fun part is you'll have a little money left over, so you're going to go into another break too. Maybe the Destined Rivals box break. The Destined Rivals box break is on the move, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that's filled. That's all full now. And he goes back in for the next guy. All right, Joseph Smith. Do you have a bag, Joseph? You had me ship you recently. I'm going to put this in a fresh bag for you so we can get it off the table because we got to do that step. All right. From $10 to $200. You have one of the biggest straight up flips on the table tonight. I think you might have one of the luckiest flips of anyone. That's a times 20 return. So here it is, the oldest slab on the table. It's this Charizard. Now, you have enough for 2 spots in here, so you're going to take 2 spots. Look at that. It's almost like you bought in here for $5 per spot. It's pretty unfair. He's killing it over here. Here's the holder. Okay, put it there. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got 14. There it is, 14 of these. So now that's up to 14 out of 36. Now that leaves you, that's 120, right? That leaves you with 2 $40 spots. Again, you're off to go into the oldest breaks. Well, the next oldest break is probably the Destined Rivals box. So we're putting you in there, okay? Oh, we'll put you down as Joseph Smith. Okay, Joseph. That's a whole lot of stuff, man. Crazy. Okay, so that is for the Destined Rivals box, which is now pretty close, everybody. This is getting pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 people in here. That means the Destined Rivals booster box break is 8 spots away. It's closer than it's ever been. All right, congratulations, Joseph. We have an order from Zachary Standing. Tammy birthday donation, $7.50. Zach Standing. Not to be confused with Mr. Zach Sitting. Those are 2 very different people. All right, so the Tammy birthday birthday pack is $7.50 away. You guys can donate as little as $1 to it. Now, Zach says he'll take a pack of Destined Rivals. Here you go. Destined Rivals. Ready? Snip that. Okay. What do we have here? We've got Murkrow, Grimmsnarl. Ooh, 1 Grimmsnarl. Marnie's Grimmsnarl. He's one very creepy looking Pokemon. He looks really Japanese, actually, that one. Like, I think he's supposed to be like an imp from, like, you know, like British fantasy or something. But look at the teeth. He's got like a Japanese demon look. It's really funny. All right, so let's grab your bag. Here it is. We got to price up some of those new CGC slabs, don't we? We got to get those priced up. This. All right. Okay. Good. Who's next? Next up, we have an order from Mr. Cody Hodges. He says, for pre-grade Houndoom, $4 for Tammy and shipping. Wow. All right. This shall say 3.5. So if we go over the amount, I will note that it went over. And then what I will do at that point is I'll just add another booster pack to it. So it'll be even larger. Okay. So we'll any donations that went over the correct amount, we'll turn it into more booster packs. Now, pre-grade Houndoom, $4 for Tammy, and shipping. Let's go find your bag. Pre-grade Houndoom. Oh, that's really nice. All right. So you got this Houndoom from Sarah, huh? Let's see. Let's see about that. Pretty generous from her. Typical Japanese card. Looks pretty good. Off-centering, though. Wow, the edges are pretty good on the back. Still not perfect. I wouldn't expect black label from those edges. My biggest gripe is left to right is a bit thin. So the left is going to be the thin side. The question is that enough to cause it to miss a 10? I mean, it's actually really close. Let's take a look. You want to know a trick? Watch this, guys. I'm going to show you a trick, okay? All right, now watch. As we turn it sideways like this, it becomes easier to see that off-centering. It's pretty subtle. I think that you might have a well-centered card here. Now, I mean, look at that. It gets worse near the top. That's the deal. It gets worse near the top. So the centering's better down here, but it seems to be worse at the very top. See how thin that is right there? Without a measuring device, I cannot say for sure if this will grade 9 or 10. I believe we are going to have to call this one borderline for the off-centering issue. So I will call this one a 9.5 plus. I think it's got a risky shot at a 10. The big issue is just the off-centering. Everything else about the card is great. But that corner right there, that corner is real thick right there. See that? It gets really bad, the gray right there, and then it's real thin on this side. So the off-centering is at its worst point at that point on the card. And they might overlook that. They might not care. Maybe it's within the allowed deviation. I can tell you it's not going to get a black label, though. So don't worry about black label because it's not going to happen. All right, thank you for that. All right, Cody Hodges shipping. Come on now, why does this software always do this? This has got to be the worst shipping software ever. All right, so we just choose this, and we'll lower this, and we're ready for it to calculate the price, so we're just going to wait for that. Could you put it in a top loader? I had $1 left on my last store credit card, and you told me to remind you. All right, so let's grab a top loader. All right, here's that guy. Good. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I had 2 or 3 slabs. Okay, no problem. Well, we got the label set up for that, so we are good on that. All right, very nice. Good. Okay. Now, after that, we have a Mr. Troy Malice. He's doing a $5 donation. Now, that brings us down to 0. Actually, I think it brings us down to a negative 1.5. So we'll say plus 1.5. So we'll say 0 plus 1.5. Troy Downing. Okay, so she's ahead now by $1.50. It's not really enough for a whole pack yet. Well, let me just see if any others came in. Let's see. We might have a $1 pack somewhere. What would a $1 pack look like? Okay, let's see. We've got Mr. Javier. He says, "What's up, Mr. 20 Pokey Shuffles?" What? What is this order? 20 Pokey Shuffles? I love it. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Ooh, that's scary. I hope it's a double, triple hit. 1, 2, 3, and not like a big cold round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Of course, he gets the 2 free ones. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I hate it already. I hate it. Oh, no, no, no. Here we go. Coughing Old Maid. Lovely. Oh, it's just terrible. So that was a $100 round. You've got the Coughing Old Maid. Just terrible. Let's go grab that Coughing Old Maid. My God, dude. That's definitely a YOLO order. Now, it's not perfectly cold because you do pick up this guy, but he's only $30. Wow. That's insane, dude. Let's see what the next pull would have been. Oh my God, it was literally the next card would have picked you up a Suicune 9, and I bet it was going to be some nice Suicune. That's crazy, man. All right. Coughing Javier. Oh, wait. He's got to make a choice whether to re-roll it. So this is a tough one. It's been re-rolled one time already, and I don't know what its value is today. Let's see. PSA 10, coughing old maid. I don't see what it's going for. I'm going to compare it to the PSA 10s. So, not a lot of them for sale. How about last sold, maybe? So its value might be a little better than 30. So you have to make a decision if you want to keep a coughing that maybe you don't want, because the value maybe is just a little bit better. Looking at it. It's up to you. Re-roll it. He's saying re-roll it. I'm going to buy the coughing back out of the box then. Okay, he's gone. Your re-roll is for 25. All right, ready? Let's see if you get something with 25. Ooh, mama. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No! I'm going to give you one for free. Okay, the next one is on me, man. Oh, wow, dude. Wow, okay, so I let you 100% re-roll the coughing. You're going to get this Dedenne now. Oh, man, that's crazy. One on me, one Dedenne. That's pretty good. It was looking pretty dark there for a second. Let me move over here. Let's see. I was going to tell you you could have the full re-roll of 30. I was already thinking about it. But I was going to wait and see if you got a cold round first. And since you did, I went through with it. Okay, so it's technically a roll up from 30 to 40. All right, so you've got Dedenne. He's definitely cuter than coughing. What are you thinking with this Dedenne? You could keep him and settle on a $40 card, or you could risk it all on a re-roll and potentially have nothing. Wow, bro, it's rigged, bro. Okay, he's going to keep the Dedenne. All right, here we are. Man, I'm sorry about that, man. It's kind of crazy to have just watched the other guy do well, too. The other guy who just pulled the 2 live customs and all that, Mr. Joseph Smith. Man, toss that away. It's pure luck is all it is, you know. It's just random. All right. Joseph Smith, $2.50 to the Tammy card. So, Tammy, you're at +4 now. And this will say Joseph Smith, who just had some extremely high luck in the stream tonight, which makes me very jealous. Yes. And Javier Arroyo, 1 magic, and 25 for Tammy. I'm going to mark this +29. Oh, man, that's some very nice donations there. You're a generous guy, Mr. Javier. Okay. So is Mahasvara, but I think that's the biggest one on the card. Now, he says a Magic Marvel. Let's see if we get way better luck on this Magic Marvel than those Poke Shuffles, because the Poke Shuffles did you dirty, in my opinion. Let's find out about this. Wait, what? Snipping this. All right. Good. I also put a bunch of $5, $15 orders and lose. I just love to be on the edge. Decoy Plower. Yeah, we've seen you get some tough luck. Here we go. Avengers Hanger. Whiplash. It's okay to just be very lucky, too. Black Widow. You don't have to. Here's Think Twice. Carolina Dean. Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Boombastic. Island. Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner's in there. Here's Loki's Double. Here's Heroic Feast. Here's Fury of the Horde. Okay. Avengers Disassembled. What? What? Okay. What does it mean? Is that like they lose to Thanos or something? Okay, and then finally here's Electric or something? Electra. Fury of the Horde. All right. And here's Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Boombastic. Santa Russ. Santa Russ is here? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Ooh, you guys ready for Christmas? Man, I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I love the weather in those time periods, too. Nice and chilly out. Nice and chilly. I think I live for that chilly weather. All right, there we go. All right. Grabbing this. I love the fall. It's so beautiful. We need permanent fall somewhere. California has perfect weather, but to be honest, it could be better if it was permanent fall. There we go. All right. Well, what a night. What a night. So Tammy's up by plus 29. Joshua Ramos is here. He says he'll take 3. Oh, he says 25 to slab away. All right, let's take care of that. Joshua Ramos. Let me jump over here. Slab away. Where's our slab aways? This stupid Discord server is so confusing. There's too many channels now. All right. And once again, this is for Josh. Mr. Josh, we're going to go over here. $25. You're down to $600. Boom. Ooh, yeah, you've got that Chinese Gengar Mimikyu. Don't let it fall behind, okay? Just a reminder to everyone. We are now very strict with the rules on slab away. So, must be halfway paid. If it's not halfway paid in the 3-month mark, it gets repoed. And there's no questions asked, okay? So we're tougher on that because I really want people to keep up on that, okay? I'm just warning everybody about that. We're heading pretty close to the next month. So, and I don't want anyone losing their slab if they really like it. 3 English Scarlets. Let's go grab those. We're getting much tougher on that rule. Oops. Try and encourage people to keep up with it. Come on now. This is it. Ah, found it. Okay. There you go. Okay. Very good. Those quads go crazy on Electra. Yeah. Pre-grade Starly and Swablu. You got it. Starly and Swablu. We're going to have to play a different song pretty soon. We've been playing Deltarune for a couple days. Maybe Terraria or something. Okay. Furvitress, Growlithe, and Clawitzer. Ooh, Clawitzer. We need to investigate what on the menu needs to have its price dropped. Ugh. If there's anything that needs a price drop. I feel like we often keep up with cards that are like exploding upward in price. Here's a Joshua Ramos bag. Is that the bag? Weird. But you know, there's items on the menu that never move, and we need to like make sure that their prices are not lower than they or higher than they're supposed to be. I'd love to know what hasn't moved in like a whole month. Like what hasn't been, or maybe like 2 months even. What hasn't been purchased in 2 months on the menu? I'd love to know that. And then we can just consider making an update to it, even if it is correctly priced. All right. Yeah, I don't want to be on the bottom of people's priority lists for, you know, financial responsibilities. If you have a slab away, the rule is it's got to be halfway done at the 3-month mark. And then after that, you might lose it if you don't meet that rule. It is. We used to just let that rule slide all the time, but in the current environment, that's kind of a bad situation. It is. So they both have frazzled edges. This one also has more off-centering than the other one. So if you tilt it up like this, the top's going to be a little bit thin. All right, let's take a look. So this one's getting a 9 for off-centering. Top to bottom is just too heavy. Now, let me check the centering on this one more time. That one's pretty clean. This one just had more frazzling on the back of the card. I call them frazzled edges. There's a trick you can do where you just take this marker and run it like this, and it fixes the edge. But I'm not going to do that for you because I don't know if they can detect that. All right. It's a whole new area. So it's still slightly off center between here and here. I'm going to call it a 10 minus on this one. So we got 9 and 10 minus. There we are. All right. Hey, what's up, Mr. Isaac? How's it going? Moonbury on Raw has been falling in price recently. Yeah? Well, prices have been eye-wateringly high. And, you know, prices go up and prices go down, too. There we go. So, that's done. Thank you. Are we caught up? It might be Tammy's turn. I do believe it's your turn, Tammy. Are you watching? Oh, wait. We got... Hold on. Key Hyun Rose next. 2 spots on the Gym Hero sublist. Okay, and then it's Tammy's turn. Oops. Mr. Key Hyun Rose. We are. All right. Okay. Good. Do you think the market's starting to drop a little, or do you think it's just pitch black? I have no doubt that the market cannot maintain its insanely high prices. The prices are just so high, it really hurts to open Pokemon. You know, people aren't supposed to be paying like $8 or $10 a pack. They're supposed to be paying like $5 a pack. We sold like Ascended Heroes at an extremely high price too. Ascended Heroes was like, it was just nuts. It's got Dragonite, Golden Charizard, it's got Gengar in it, it's got Team Rocket Mewtwo, it's got good looking ARs, it's just got so much. So people were just willing to overpay for that pack. And, you know, now we're a couple sets away from Ascended Heroes, and you might see a momentary drop in spending before the release of the 30th anniversary. Do I think we're truly out of the woods? No. But again, you're just going to see like ripples of up and down, up and down, up and down like a seesaw. You know, the way it really works, after the initial euphoria of being addicted to Pokemon cards, people get bored. Their sense of what's exciting adjusts. So, you know, like you were addicted to collecting this Meowth, and then one day you're like, oh man, why do I still have this Meowth? I want $400 instead. You know, so people get bored of cards. That's how it really works. They get excited and they get bored. When someone's bored, that presents a buying opportunity for a very stealthy buyer, a buyer who's very committed. So, but that happens. The market goes up and the market goes down, and the market goes up and the market goes down. And some people are going to get bored and they're going to leave. And some people are going to stick around and it just keep moving. All right, it's Tammy's turn. So, Tammy, we got $29 more to work with. I immediately thought of adding this to your Tammy pack. Ready? So you're going to get the, that's the base set. Remember, that can have the cloud in it, the really desirable cloud. And then after that, you got 9 books. How about we get you this one? No. What's this? Ooh, here's one that's not even on the menu, Tammy. Are you ready for it? This one's not even on the menu. Remove this real fast. Grab a different one. Here. All right. Lost a Crystal Abyss. Remember that guy? All right, Crystal Abyss. So thank you, everyone, for Tammy's birthday. We'll say Tammy's birthday 2026. All right. We'll actually say 44.5, and down to 40 we'll say TCC, because I contributed too. I gave a whole $4.50. I'm amazing. There it is. All right. Like that. Put that there. Looks nice and fat. All right, here goes. When I get bored, I don't sell. I just don't buy for a while. That's a good way to be about it. You got to hide it and not tempt yourself into selling it, because, you know, there's that new car you want. You know, there's that new apartment you want. You know, there's that new furniture you want. All of a sudden, your brain wants to spend money on different activities. And so it becomes very tempting to sell your cards. And it can be hard to resist. And that's exactly how the stock market works too. People get bored of the stocks. They say they're not going up fast enough. So they want to sell, they want their money out, and then they want to go on a European vacation. They want to go to Disneyland. They want to do this, they want to do that. Only the miserly Scrooge types will still stay in. Okay, here goes. Ooh, Elena. Here's a little cactuar. So that's Dreamlike Oceans. And here's Soldier Candidate. Okay, Cecil. Ooh, spooky. Here's this card. Poram Celeste. Mister, remember to add them all to the dono thing. Yeah, I probably ought to. Here's, oh, look at that, Tammy. That's an actual full art. Warrior of Light. That's a good pull, everybody. So she got a nice Warrior of Light. Here's Journey of Discovery. It's a cool ZELLE. Zande. What's that, Mikey? I know a Scrunch type. He looks like Mister. I'm definitely a Scrooge type. Here's Crystal Abyss. I'm very miserly. Here's Dark Knight. Okay. I'm miserly in my ways. And last but not least, now this pack's important. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bulk here. Make sure there's no like clouds in the bulk or anything fun like that, like the Xenos. Do you like Aerith? Let's not pull every character. Let's just look for like cloud. Bulk is bulk, you know. There's a point where you got to let go. We're looking for any clouds. Clouds, maybe Tifa's. Here's a Yuffie. Yeah. Okay. So there we have it. Okay. So a couple cute little bulk cards there. Now, this is Final Fantasy Opus 1. And this is the pack that pulls you one of the best cards in the hobby. It's the Cloud Legendary Holo. And there's a lot of other good cards in here too, but that's the best one. We have this on the menu. It's in the extended menu. I think it's like $20 a pack. Okay, you ready? Ifrit, Geomancer. Is that 2 cards? No. Evoker, Ramza, Chocobo, Samurai, Orlando. Bruh. Nothing important. Shiva, Warrior of Light, Lulu. Here, let's save the Warrior of Light because you pulled it in the other set too. Okay, she pulls an Orlando Bloom and not a Cloud, which would be a really fantastic pull. It would have been insane if she pulled it. All right, but Warrior of Light's going to have to do, I mean, you got it for free. What's better than free? So she'll want to get that graded sometime, and if it grades 10, it could be worth a couple hundred maybe. Thank you, everyone. That's Tammy's birthday. Squawk. This is when Tammy turns into a bird. All right, very true magician. Stocks are too easy to sell. Yeah, stocks are very liquid, so the temptation to hit that button to sell is always there. No one really truly ever saves up millions of dollars. It's hard to do that. Okay, Tammy. I'm gonna go put this in your box. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. Let's see. I'm going to put Mahasvara and the other guy in here for the $25 donation. We're going to say number 12, Mahasvara, 20. Here it is. And who was the $25 one? It was Joshua. I'm trying to remember now. Wait. I'm just going to do the big ones if you guys don't mind, if it's all the same to you guys. Here we are. So wait, it was, yeah, Javier Arroyo. Oh, no, I said Joshua at first, didn't I? That was Javier. Were there any other really big ones? Let's see. Masvar is a big one. Oscar's a little over 5. So let's see. Does Oscar already have one up here? I'm just a little lazy, aren't I? So Javier is going to jump by 25 to 65. And we'll put Oscar on here. Why not? Oscar, resend is 6. All right. So the rest, I'm just going to let them be. You know, every $2 or $3 donation. I don't know if I'll record everything. Is that laziness? Maybe I'm a little bit lazy, guys. Have you ever thought about that? I claim to be a hard worker, but then I don't want to write down some names. That sounds like a lazy guy. So next up in the queue, we have Zachary Standing, another Destined Rivals. Yes, sir. Here goes. All right, pretty good birthday in my opinion. That Warrior of Light's nice, decent. All right, here's Yanma. Ooh, Yanma. One Yanma coming right up. Here you go, Mr. Zach. I heard you were thinking about collecting a Yanma. Well, we got you covered on all sides in Yanmas. Ta-da! All right, one Yanma it is. Who doesn't want Yanma? The design is peak. It's literally a dragonfly. And how did they design it? By making it look like a dragonfly. Oh, yes. That's why Pokemons are a better investment for me than stocks. I really like Pokemons. They've done very well. All right, what we got? We've got Rockets Moltres, which we have to look into that one. Here's Mudkip. Here's Eddie Brock. We need to list that one on eBay. Here's Mimikyu. That one's really nice. And here's the Whale Lord, which is actually an error card. Ooh. Okay, who has waited the longest from here? It looks like Mark Kaplan is next. 151 Pokemon times 1. Here it is. And 2 Pokemon Korean Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Korean Inferno. Is that a poor joke? Let's see. Did he say 2 of these? Yeah, he did. Yes. All right, 2 of these. I don't feel like we've had too many gym breaks tonight. It is. Oh, yeah. It's been a pretty busy night. Don't you guys agree? What time is it? 5? We're only just getting started, guys. There's at least a whole nother hour left. Here's Articuno and Charizard. He's good. Believe it or not, this is a good pull. If this grades 10, it's probably almost $100 at this point. Maybe more like 75, but... Oh, Zacian. All right, one Zacian. So that's for you, Mark. Let's grab your incorrectly spelled bag. Pop these in here. And grab this nice Charizard and pop him in here. He's just an EX, but he's Charizard. And he's from a memorable set. Good combination. Thank you, Mark. That's Mark Kaplan. We're all done with that. Okay, cool. So how about this CGC return now? Should I sell this? Should these go into my private collection? I mean... I'm not a Myena fan in particular, and I'm not necessarily a Team Magma, Team Aqua fan either. So it seems like this is good vintage cards to make available to you guys, because it's one of the things I lack is pretty much any vintage. Dude, I swear these holders are different. I think CGC changed their holder. All right, let's see. That is Team Magma's Myena. It's crazy how much worse the slab looks once it's in the foggy sleeve. Sleeves matter, man. So we're going to want to research both PSA and CGC here, because this is a pretty rare card. So we're going to say CGC 10, PSA 10. Let's see. I'm going to say Magma Myena. Myena. Is it Myena or Myena? I always said Myena. There are none for sale. There you have it. Let me check sold. I have nothing to compare these to. So let me try doing this. Let's talk about Team Magma Reverse. Let's do that. So let's look at all reverse hollows from this set. Team Magma Reverse. I gotta find a more clear sleeve. Yeah. Wow, look at this. That's Team Magma versus Aqua Pikachu right there. And they want 100,000 for it. I don't know, dude. It feels like it's just some obscure Pikachu almost. But let's check sold. So we're going to check sold. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at this. So here's the Houndoom sold on May. And it's just the reverse holo. It sold for like 4,000 twice. That's back in May. Now that's Houndoom. I think he's more popular than Myena. After that, I don't have anything to go off of. I literally have nothing to go off of. All right, so that's sold. Let's see what's available to buy right now. Here's a reverse Team Magma's Rhydon for 2.8 thousand. Here's a Team Magma Poochyena for 1.7 thousand, but it's in Australia, so you have to pay taxes on it too. These might be really expensive. I have very little to go off of. So these might be really pricey cards. Sounds to me like I should consider moving these into the vault and then listing them up there for around 5,000. That's what I'm that's what I'm immediately thinking about. I don't think anyone here is going to be interested in these for 5,000, but they appear to be extremely rare. Because not only am I not finding them for sale, I'm not finding anything like them for sale. And for somebody, this might be the card they need for their Team Magma, Team Aqua set. Hold on, let me look again. So here's a Team Magma, Team Aqua Reverse Lantern for 5.5. And then, so let me show you. So there it is. That's the lantern. Now here's a reverse Meowth for 8,000. Okay, and that's a PSA 10. That's a pristine lantern. Then that's a Gem Mint Squirtle for 4.5, right? And you come down here. Now here's Claydol, but Claydol sucks. Nobody really likes Claydol. He's like the cheapest card in every set, and he's a whopping 2.8. And then here's Rhydon. I mean, I guess he's kind of interesting. Let's click on him real fast. He's hella ugly. Look at this. The card's really ugly, but, you know, that's fair. So 2.8 on that. Wait, who was selling that? Okay, so, okay. And here's the same Rhydon for 2.7. He might be a really unpopular card, though. Who knows about it? And then here's some Gem 10s. Here's a trainer. Now, here's the Poochyena that I was talking about. All right, he's got an older cert on him. 1.7. So that comes out to maybe like 2,000. So what's interesting to me is there doesn't really appear to be much competition. Here, wait, here's a Poochyena for 1,000. Is that right? Oh, okay. So Poochyena for 1,000. So 5,000 might be too high. I think I would be comfortable listing it around 4,000 and just seeing where it goes. Vault it. Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't know if anyone here is about to buy these for $4,000. It might just be too expensive. I think it might be better off being exposed to the internet. All right. Closest I could find was a CGC of the same card, not a pristine. Yeah, the pristine's a big deal because, you know, people don't like to pay full price for those Gem 10s. So, interestingly, I might need to take those Myenas and send them off to the vault and just get them listed in that vault, man. I can put them up for sale, I guess. Here, let me put them up here. So, I mean, if he was in the vault, I'm gonna be honest, I'd probably list him around 4.5. That's what I would do. Here on the table, I'm more conscious and aware not to overprice things because I don't want to offend anybody and seem greedy. But when I'm in the vault, I just price it how I actually feel about it. It's a great card. I don't have to risk losing it. And there might be somebody out there who really needs it. So we'll leave that one alone at 4.5 and just see where it goes. And if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. That's not a problem. All right, so here's Mr. Roki Hune. He's back. Let's get the Gem Heroes pack going. All right, guys, the Gem Heroes pack is complete. Strap in, guys. This is a big break, $1,000 break right here. One booster pack, $1,000. We reached a new price point for these. So we're in a new price point that we've never been in before. $1,000 for Gem Heroes. We're going to start out by finding out who pulls the, where'd it go? Excuse me. Finding out who pulls, be careful with that, the actual sub list. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 of these. Good luck, you guys. Let's get the Gem Heroes going. 1, 2, 3. and 4. Yeah, those should go off to the vault, really, when you think about it. Look at that cute little Psyduck. He's so cute. All right. I ought to draw more cards. Imagine I actually got good at drawing, and I could encapsulate my own cards. How good would that be? There you go. Imagine drawing was like a pastime of mine. That would actually pair with what we're doing here. All right. I've seen some of those recent Maduro cards. Have you guys seen that guy? He is insanely good. Maduro. All right, give me 2 numbers. I need 2 numbers from the audience. Maduro. 3 and 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there you go. That's 3 and 8. Here's the list. Well, that's it. Nicholas Pacheco missed, so it has to go to Mr. Ki-Hyun Roh. There it is. All right, how about that? Kind of like getting a spot for $25 off. All right, but we got to feel bad for Mr. Nicholas Pacheco. But not too bad, actually. Didn't you give him like a spot in there? I think you did. I think you gave him like a chance for a spot, and he actually pulled it. I can't remember. So he's in there too, so he's probably not feeling terribly bad. Okay, so this gets tossed. Oh, wait, the Psyduck needs to click up by 1. I'm assuming you want to trade him back to me. So there we go. Psyduck has been traded back. My donation got him a spot. Yeah, that's what it was. Pretty cool. All right, and we'll put this here for now. And we need, oops. Come on now. And we need one of these. Okay, good. Now, we grab this bag over here. Wow, I feel like more people should know that this is going off. I mean, this is pretty freaking cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the 10 that we need. Here it goes, guys. Vintage Gym Heroes. You don't see a lot of this anymore. It's too expensive. Might be one of the last vintage packs you see getting opened like this. Because it's like, well, we should research what's a cheap vintage pack to open and keep going, you know. Maybe more of those vintage Topps packs. Those are pretty affordable still. Baby, this is good, man. All right. So, here goes. Gym Heroes full. It's full. It's going off. I'm always going to join vintage packs. Yeah, they're cool, man. It is. It's scary how expensive they are, of course. All right. So you guys will give me 2 numbers now to split the deck. This split will determine who gets lucky. This will make a good clip. Yeah, we should have Mike's side clip this, I think. It's worth it. 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there it goes. All right, put that there. I don't want to miscount. That would be so embarrassing because someone will then have to say, "Oh, you did it wrong." Later on when they counted, you know, because it's all recorded, so somebody will count it correctly. All right, so here goes. Now, I'm going to open it probably from the bottom because it's easier than the top. So far, so good. It's looking good. Look at there's like a second layer of plastic in here. See that? And so the second layer of plastic's intact, so it looks like a really good pack. You always have to wonder if the pack's been manipulated or anything, right? Well, this plastic's looking good on it. All right, so no trying to figure out what's in there. I don't want you guys peeking ahead. There it goes. Now, I don't think that gave it away, so I think it's still a full surprise. Now, in these packs, the very last card is going to be the holographic. And then Some of these early cards could be the Misty's Tears if there is a Misty's Tears. We gotta save that. Great pack. I've been saving the vintage packs this whole time. I've never sold them ever. I'm thinking about putting them into like, you know, putting them into a huge frame, like a whole wall-sized frame on like a black board or something where I like pin each pack down and just make like a piece of art out of it. So I'm saving those packs to make art out of it. Roki Hyun. Ready? Okay, Roki Hyun. Ooh, Misty's Magikarp. Very nice. I like Misty's Magikarp a lot. It's a great card. All right, we'll grab your bag. Magikarp fans out there pay a lot of money for Magikarps these days. Place it in here. Okay, that's card number 1. Card number 2. Ki Hyunro. That's still you. You had 2 spots in there. They ended up together. That's so interesting. You should have a 3rd spot, right? Man, I wish that was Misty's Tears. That's going to be Misty's Horsey. Now, you got a 3rd spot. I'm going to wait for that 3rd spot to pop out. Let's take this and set it to the side. Wait, we can set it here. All right, so next card. Mr. L12. That's going to be Sergio. What does Sergio pull? Normally, people just want to pull the holo, but in a deck like this, you're hoping for Misty's Tears, actually, which is in the back. Because once you get away from the back of the pack, once you get toward the front of the pack, it turns into uncommons or something. Lieutenant Surgus Magnemite. I'm a big Magnemite fan. Let's see. Where do I keep you, L12? I think I keep him over here. There's Jeff's bag. There's Jeff's bag. There's Jeff's bag. Here's Sergio's bag. That reminds me, we need to create, I forgot about this. We need to create Mr. Jeff Leon's bag of pulls, because we got to save that for him for lunch, for our daytime stream tomorrow. Here's, your 3rd card pops out. Okay, so you're not going to pull the holo, but this could be Misty's Tears, okay? Bite your nails. What's it going to be? Is it going to be Misty's Tears? That's the most expensive card in the set, is Misty's Tears. And this either is a pack that has it or is a pack that doesn't have it. Ooh, Erica's Jigglypuff. It looks a little off-center, though, doesn't it? All right, no Misty's Tears this time, Mr. Ki Hyunro. I'm messing your name up a little bit there. All right, lovely Jigglypuff, though. Let's go grab your bag. Okay. No, okay. Ken Sugimori art never gets old. Right, they kind of reused his art in this set, didn't they? Okay, so I'm feeling like there may not be a Misty's Tears in here, but you never know. Maybe it's in the middle. NHCC popping out. All right, we like Mr. NHCC. Grab this. Energy removal. That's pretty rough too, actually. See, you didn't do too bad, Mr. Ki Hyunro. At least you pulled Pokemons. I think pulling the trainer is rougher somehow. Where do we keep him? I actually don't remember where we're keeping him. I don't think he's in the normal spot. I think we put him in a weird spot. There we go. Look at that baggie. Okay, he's got one big fat bag. Yeah, it could be worse. You could have pulled a bad trainer, which those can make money too if they grade 10, but if they don't grade 10, they're much harsher. Okay, that's Mr. L12 again. So he had 2 spots in here, and it's looking to me like he's not going to pull the holos. Someone else will. I don't remember who's in here. Oh, that's adorable. And look at the centering on this one. So the centering is changed mid-pack. That's an uncommon, so that might have something to do with it. I think we're out of the range of a Misty's Tears now, so our chance for Misty's Tears is over, but it's looking like this one's going to have a shot at a better grade than some of the other ones. All right. There you go, Mr. L12. Lovely card. Can I put my poker card on consignment? It's possible to put anything on consignment, yeah. Is it a raw poker card or is it a graded one? Alexio Alvarez. Alexio Alvarez. Okay, so he got pretty close to the end there. So this will probably be an uncommon as well. That's going to be the Cerulean City Gym card. Wow, centering, once again, not that bad. The early cards had pretty rough centering. They were kind of off-center. Okay, we're looking for this. Oops. Good. Whoa. My hand bumped the camera. That would be terrible to screw the camera up in the middle of a vintage pack break. How about right here? There we go. PSA 10. Yeah, we can put something like that up in consignment. All right. Okay. Chris Abruzzo. He bought a direct spot into the break. He took no chances. All right, he's probably going to get an uncommon here. The last uncommon, if I'm not mistaken. Misty's Dugong. All right, Chris Abruzzo, you got a Misty's Dugong. Dugong. Now, the next card should be a rare, right? It's not holographic, but it is a rare. So this guy right here almost pulled the holo. Boom. Sarah Dusenberry. She's going to pull the rare. Still can be pretty strong. Let's see what it is. You just barely missed that holo. Sarah gets really lucky sometimes. Brock, my hero. One Brock it is. Okay. Brock has been pulled. Mister, this is so much enjoyment. Need more of this. Yeah, I love vintage stuff. This is where all the nostalgia is for me. And the stakes are so high here. What? It was the Nicholas Pacheco donation. Oh, my Lord. All right, so Nicholas Pacheco, you ready? Man, isn't that wild? You better tell him to buy you a gift or something. Tell him to get you a beer or something. Well, let's find out what this is, too, before we get too excited. Oh, my God. It was a great card, too. That is Rocket Scyther. It's a good pack. From my perspective, this is a good pack. It's looking pretty clean. Wow, man. All right. I'm getting jealous. That's Nicholas Pacheco, one Rocket Scyther. All right, I'll put it in a holder for him. You know, it's funny. Mr. Ki-Hyun Rowe. He has had a ton of bad luck on this channel, and your little gift just gave him a humongous amount of luck, because that is pretty hard to achieve, pulling a good-looking Rockets Scyther out of there. All right, there it is, ready to be sent off. Now, that'll be the end of the break. I'm going to go grab Mr. Nicholas Pacheco's box. Okay, mister, you witnessed me. Nicholas owed me a 6-pack of Budweiser. Something like that. Here we are. All right, you ready? Crazy how it works sometimes, you know. Okay, that must be good karma for you or something like that. There you go. When you get older and sick, you'll defeat the illness because you did a good deed or something. I don't know. Something cosmic. All right, we're going to put this back up here. Woo! That is the end of the round. I'm going to go ahead and share that link with Mike's side. Oh, that little box tipped a little bit. We're going up here to stream clips. Gym pack opening. Rockets Scyther. This occurred at the 2-hour and 44-minute mark. Crazy. Last PSA sold of that card is 900. Nah, that card's more than 900, isn't it? I could swear it should be more. Let's see. Jim Scyther. Let's see. No, he's actually not that expensive. I would figure he would cost more. Weird. Makes you wonder, you know. Let me see. The cheapest one I can find is... You would think that a Rocket Scyther would be worth more. So the cheapest the cheapest one is this one right here for about $9.50. So that's all their prices is about the same, huh? He's a sexy looking card. I'm going to put this back over here. What's the population on that? With the Japanese version of the card, the population will be much higher than the English population. There we go. All right. I was just gazing at it with my eyeballs. Now, what is this? Well, let's see. Would you be interested in buying a sealed trick or trade mini packs for store credit? Perhaps. I'm going to mark this on red. Let's see. Payout incoming. Oh, I'm getting a payout. Oh, yeah, that Venomoth card. I'm getting paid out on that now. Cool. I can't believe I bought that Venomoth card not that long ago, and then it sold for 2.2. Musabot doing another donation. Wow, very generous, man. Okay. I will add to here. So this will say 258. There it is. 258. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How many spots on an XY pack? Let me take a look into it. So this XY pack could pull some really expensive cards, but that requires a lot of luck because it's more like a modern booster where many of the packs are just kind of cold. It's 7 deep. No, I'm sorry, it's 6 deep. So there's 4 spots remaining. Oh, I need to add to the gym. I need to add to the Breaks channel, the Breaks History channel that we did that. All right, so I'm grabbing this. We're going to go over to the Breaks History channel. Where's Breaks History? Here it is, Breaks History. And we're going to say Gym Heroes Pack Split at 247. There we go. All right. Woo! What a night, guys. Wow, it's 5:25 already. So it's pretty late. Let's see what we got down here. Can I price up any of these returns? Ooh, that Pichu. We've sold one before. Okay. Set that there. I think we sold the last one for like $6.50. I might have to price this one for $6.50 as well. Let's grab this. So it's a fat sleeve? Oh, that is a fat sleeve. Oh, wait a second. I'm gonna put this back on. So we have to choose a new vintage pack too. That's another scary thing we got to do. Yeesh. Okay. Vintage pack splits, guys. You like them? I like them. Could do a first edition pack split of Team Rocket. I'm always down for Team Rocket. Let me see what that looks like. Maybe I should do an analysis of what's cheapest, though. You know? Oh, I love it. No problem, Danny. I know it wasn't specifically for me, but I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Divided by 11. $101 per spot. Do you think people would join that? I mean, let's see how much this costs. Wow, that is so much money. That is so much money. It's tempting, though. It is tempting. Look at me. I got a Pokeball. Look how this Gym Heroes went. By sublisting, it will eventually filled. True. It's true that the sublist can get it eventually filled. I'm so uncomfortable with the price of it these days, you know? It really is reaching a point where it's kind of spooking me a bit. Let me just look down the list here. I can't decide, you know, because if it's a cold pack, it's just so expensive to open. Is it worth it at that point? I don't know if it's worth it. Let me check jungle packs, jungle Japanese. I don't think it's cheap anymore. I think it's all expensive. Yeah. I think this is actually literally more expensive than the first edition booster. So that's jungle. Let's check fossil. Fossil's probably worse. It's got a Gengar in it. Yeah, it's probably even more severe. All right, yes, so jungle is much more expensive. I'm sorry, fossil is much more expensive than jungle. Let's test out Neo. I'm just going to look at all of them real fast. Okay, I'm a bit curious. Are you guys curious? It all scares me pretty bad. So fossil is actually more expensive than Neo, interestingly enough. Neo's really not cheap, though. It's still more expensive than a first edition base set pack. I'm a first edition rocket pack. So there's Neo, jungle, fossil. What am I thinking? Rocket Japanese booster. Ooh, okay. I'm happy Nicholas looks clean to me. I just saw the pack opening. I'm hyped. I love Scyther. All right, let's see. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm jealous. You got to give it to me. Let's see. So here's... Wow. Japanese packs of Team Rocket are absurdly expensive. They cost more than any of the other ones. Wonder why that is. So if we broke a pack of Team Rocket Vintage right now, I would charge you guys $175 per spot. That's Japanese Rocket. That is absurd. So after Rocket, what is after Rocket? You get Rocket, the Gyms, Gym Heroes, Gym Japanese Booster. Let's take a quick look at those. So we just did Gym Heroes, right? Oh my God, dude. Does it not get any cheaper than this? Oh, okay, there we go. No, never mind. Okay, so maybe we should do another Gym Heroes, because from the looks of it, Gym Heroes might be the best value. I'm looking at it right now, guys, and it might be Gym Heroes. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and we know Gym Heroes is a guaranteed heavy, and the Misty's Tears is a $3,000 card. Gym Heroes might be our best bet, everybody. Let me look at it again. But here's the... I know you guys probably don't want to do another another Gym Heroes after we just did one. That's almost as Pop 5 Gym Heroes works. Yeah, so Gym Heroes, I think, is probably the best value for a vintage pack break. The other option is Team Rocket First Edition, and that's going to be $100 per spot. And it's got a, you know, pretty high chance of being a light pack. All right, let me snatch this, guys. I mean, I'm fine with anything, but I just can't trust online. Yeah, I totally get that, man. You can see our pack was authentic. And here's the fun part. Even if the pack wasn't authentic, we would quickly fix that. So you would get oh, iPad's about to turn off. Hold on. You would get your money's worth. So that's kind of the fun part. Okay, I'm going to avoid this one for the minute. Gym Heroes or Team Rocket? That's a tough choice. All right, I'm going to check the queues real fast since we're just talking. Let's see if anything's going on in the queues real fast. All right, we had that Mark Kaplan order, 3693. All right, and it looks like we do have a new Nicholas order. Let me make sure that this isn't a missed Mark order too, right? Oh, I believe we have another Mark order. Mark, I don't know what it is with your orders, but your orders always confuse me. So I believe we have an incomplete Mark order here. Yeah, so Mr. Mark, your order is going to be 151, 2 Nihil Zero, and 1 Korean Inferno. Let me get a fresh box of the Korean Inferno. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. Da-da-da. Could be fun to do a Japanese black and white Euro pack. I actually have one of those. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to say these days what the best move is. Everything's gotten absurdly expensive. Absurdly. Is PSA really putting sleeves in their new slabs? Some type of film on the back? Maybe. All right. Where is the Nihil Zero? It is. So you ordered one of these. And we're going to put this new box inside like that. All right. Cool. Now your other part of your order, 2 Nihil Zeros. And 1 151. Oh yeah. Here we have it. Oh. Snip this. Oh. Here's some hollows. Here's a Gengar. That's kind of cool. I like that this set can pull a Gengar, the Nihil Zero. Okay, and here's boop, Mega Charizard. It's not in this pack. All right, that's for you, Mr. Mark Kaplan. Thanks, Mark. There we go. Tempting to do that Team Rocket. What do you guys think of the Team Rocket? All right, and now we have Nicholas Pacheco. Pre-grade on Rocket Scyther. Man, you're going to make us more jealous. I don't know about that. You're going to make me mad. I'm looking for it. Where'd it go? Did I not put it in here? I thought I put it with these other ones. Oh, here it is. I did put it in there. All right. Centering looks absolutely fine. So your centering is immediately good. That's one of the first steps to getting a 10. Your centering passes. All right, and now. It's not going to get black label. There's a speckle right there. Let me get the zoom on. All right, right there. So don't bother with black label. It's not going to hit it. Now, will that pass PSA 10? It probably will, but BGS probably going to consider that a surface flaw. The back's not exactly perfect either. There's a subtle scratch right here. I don't know if you can... Oh, you can see that on screen. So it goes right there. It doesn't go all the way across the card. It's pretty thin too. So your card's definitely not a strong 10 if it is a 10. But it may be a 10, okay? So the two flaws would probably be that guy right there. And the little specks on the front. But those are pretty subtle. The edge down here isn't quite perfect either. I would say your card has a chance at a 10 for sure. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to zoom out. All right. So the main issues were... Centering's good, by the way. In fact, if I stare at the centering, it's just really good. So the centering's very, very good. And then just a tiny little speckle right there. Pretty hard to detect if you're grading fast. And the more blatantly obvious thin line right here. Now, that's the scariest thing for you. That could trigger a 9. But you never know. I mean, they might ignore it. And it's quite thin, and it doesn't go across the whole card. So... just depends. I mean, PSA grade's tougher nowadays. So, I mean, if they missed the line and I didn't, that doesn't make any sense. If I see it with my bare eyes, they're going to see it. But there you go. So my assessment on this one, I'm going to have to give it a 9.5 plus. So that means still graded, and it does have a solid shot at a 10, but there's a clear flaw. The clear flaw in this case is the line right there, okay? So that is a clear print line, not a print line, or it's some kind of scratch or something. All right, there it is. All right, 9.5 plus. I can't give it a full 10 because I know that that scratch is there. All right, let's grab this. Should you grade it? 100%. You should be the one to grade it, because if it does turn into a PSA 10, then you get all the profit from it. So don't let somebody else buy it from you as a 9.5. You be sure to test it out. Now, if it turns into a 9, you sell it as a 9. But if it turns into a 10, you're the winner. So don't let other people be the one to take your chances with the card. Now, I am tempted. How much money do I have? Let me see how much money I have. I am tempted to do this with the... let's see. We got to buy the 25th anniversary and all that, right? All right, give me a second here, guys. I'm going to see how much money... get paid. I'm going to see how much money I got in my account. So, I'm tempted to do Rocket for $100 per spot. I'm going to adjust this. To 4, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I think we do 4. All right. I'm going to hit enter on this. Yep. All right. So there we go. Now I'm just going to grab one of these. That's the next pack. Ooh, lovely. Definitely not cheap. Rocket First Edition. Let's save this somewhere. Now, the price will change from 98 to just a flat 100. It should be 101 actually, but we'll just make it a flat 100. Think about it for a second. Nah, we'll make it 100. I don't like 101. It's annoying. There you have it. This is a quality pack. The sourcing of this pack is very good. All right. I'm ready for Rocket. I'll take 3 spots at least. All right. So I'm not going to rush that at all. I'm going to grab this. Nicholas Pacheco with his Rocket Scyther. That's pretty amazing pull, man. I hope it gets a 10 when you grade it. I'm a little scared of the little scratch on the back, but I hope it grades 10, okay, man? Mr. Mark Kaplan, if it does, you got to let us know. If you send it through us, I don't know. Like, I think you should wait till PSA opens, to be honest. That's why I think you could send it through CGC, and it might pick up an easy CGC Gem 10, okay? But if I were you, I'd test it out at PSA and have it fail PSA first. Mark Kaplan says 151 and Destined Rivals. Grab this. And Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals is really popular right now. Okay. So this is how I've kind of built my Poke empire over time. I bought 4 packs of Team Rocket, but I'm going to sell 1 pack of Team Rocket. And then, so it's like I didn't really make cash money tonight. Or when this sells, I'm not going to have a net positive gain on my cash. Instead, it's like I'm just investing more into Pokemon cards. That's it. That's all I do all the time. That's why I have so many booster packs. Sell 1, buy 2. Sell 1, buy 2. Sell 1, buy 2. And over time, I'm just deeper and deeper and deeper in Poke debt. There we go. Deeper and deeper and deeper into Poke debt. All right. But it works as long as the packs go up in price, right? See, when I bought this pack, it was probably a little bit cheaper than it is now. So now that I'm selling this pack, I'm pulling the profits back out of it. There we are. What's the second best option for grading cards behind PSA? So obviously the best option is BGS if you can get pristine or black label. Okay, if you can't do that, I would argue Tag's pretty desirable these days. A lot of people are liking the grade report on Tag. It sells really well. After Tag, I'm going to say CGC, and some people might put CGC before Tag. CGC is a pretty big established company. So, you know, we just got these lovely pristines back. So pristines with CGC are going to be pretty solid for you. Here's a Gem 10. Gem 10s, unfortunately, do sell as if they were a 9.5. So if you get a Gem 10, you're not going to get big money out of Gem 10s. But for some vintage cards, they do look nice, right? Like, we got a couple Gem 10 vintage cards. And like this right here, check it out. I pulled this card myself as an adult out of a box of Team Rocket. I'm very proud of that because when I was a kid, I always wanted one and I never pulled one. And then just on a rare chance, the audience asked me to open a Rocket pack out of a booster box we had just opened and taken the packs out of. And I said, okay, I'll open the last pack. And the last pack had a Dark Charizard Holo in it. It was an amazing moment. I graded it with PSA, turned into a 9. And I was kind of sad about that. And then I cracked it, sent it off to CGC, and turned into a 9.5. Woohoo, right? It's an improvement. Then CGC did their upgrade, where they said all 9.5s turn into 10s now. Now I got a 10. How about that? And so I know it's not really like a PSA 10, but like I said, you pulled this. I know it's not a PSA 10, but I'm pretty happy with the Gem 10. It's as good as it's going to get. Like, I got the grade up there as high as it's going to go. It's not going to go above it, but I'm happy with it where it's at. And it looks better than 9.5. It definitely looks better than 9. So that's as high as it's going to go. It's going to be a week 10, a week Gem Mint CGC 10. Pretty happy with it. That's the story of that Charizard. I'd have reposted myself pulling this if I can find the video. He's got kind of a big orb right by his hand, too. Isn't that kind of cool? Look at that orb. It's kind of neat. All right. Yeah, I always wanted one of those when I was a kid, and I can't over-exaggerate the nostalgia in that card for me. It's just really crazy. I really wish Pokemon had actually gone with the Dark Pokemon Rocket setup for the Team Rocket's Glory of Team Rocket set. Yeah, I feel like that set was kind of weak, don't you think? Maybe they're holding back because they don't want it to be too good. All right, guys, we're doing this. Let's make it in... We'll make this one in Nightbot tonight because we've done the Discord a couple days in a row, but we're going to keep doing the Discord, okay? Just so you know, Discord's still going to be a thing. So the keyword... Oh, wait. I grabbed the trade card. I'm so dumb. Hold on. Wait a second. We want the free card. Wait, is there a free card? I don't even know if there is a free card. I don't see one. Here it is. All right, free. Type in free. Right now, type in free. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this, even though it's a Gem 10. The fact that I pulled it myself just makes it so nice. That new rocket pack, somebody's going to pull something out of here. Who knows what? You might pull your best card out of there. You might pull Dark Charmeleon. You might pull Dark Flareon. You might pull Charmander, Squirtle, Eevee, Dratini, Dark Dragonair, Dark War Turtle. So those are all cards that don't rely on the pack being heavy or light. But here's the best part about rocket packs. Even if they are a light pack, it could still be Dark Charizard. It would just be Dark Charizard Light. Okay, here's Loot Pack. Here's Crazy KRS on 19 and Nicholas Pacheco on 20. Oop, what did it land on? Oop, landed on 1? I didn't want to touch it. Landed on 1. Whoa! Tammy. Tammy has to know it landed on 1 on her birthday. What? Tammy Low. Let's see. Oh, you're watching. Good. Okay, I was going to leave a remark. Happy birthday. Squawk. Okay, that's 7.26. There you go, Tammy. Wow, very neat. I think we're done, everybody. Thank you all for watching. It's 5:50. I'm getting out of here. Oh, there is a Mr. Zachary standing order for, I'll get one in the XY pack split. The pack split for XY. So, Zachary, you're $5 short on that, okay? It's a $45 one, okay? Zach, standing. I'll put you down for 40 while you think it over. We can get this tomorrow, though, okay? All right. What a great night. I love what we do, guys. What we do is so cool. All the pack opening and all that. Very cool stuff. And Mike Side's going to make a video out of that Gym Heroes pack now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you later.